URL bar and just tell.
No, they definitely can't.
What, it's like an audio-only podcast?
https://www.twitch.tv/dragonzade.html/.
Wait, can you spell that out? I couldn't understand the letters.
www.creedthoughts.gov/www.creedthoughts.
Creed thoughts. I've read some of it. The internet's not
Is there
ready.
an actual
Even for the internet,
webpage
it's not ready.
from the...
So,
Little hint is if a TV show has like an in joke about an internet URL, it probably exists.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nickelodeon still owns the URL getabus.org.
From what, like
Let me
iCarly
check.
or something?
It was from Drake and Josh, but at one point it linked to the iCarly website.
I thought so, yeah.
Oh no, it's open now.
Hey, you can buy getabus.com.
It's .org. Or
That's even worse.
the other
Why
one,
that?
which was actually in iCarly, was instantboobs.com.
What? I don't want to Google that.
what about instaboobs.gov?
It was in the show. They said it was a website where you could find things that you could stuff in your bra.
No, I get that. I understand what the concept would be. That it's just something where you'd instantly end up with
I don't
some
think
weird
that
ads.
is a real URL anymore either. I'm surprised that they let go of getabus.org.
Yeah, I'm surprised they lost Instant Boobs.
But I guess
and
that was like
such an iconic name.
I guess it was like almost 20 years ago now. Something like that.
My favorite is when it just links to the main website. Like you type in the URL for whatever
Yeah, that's what it
thing they
would
mentioned
do.
in the show.
That's what it would
Yeah,
do.
Takes you to their fucking main page.
Yeah. Alright, let me roll for a recap. Oh, I need to start the music and send you guys the music again. You'll never guess what playlist we're listening to.
You're right, I won't.
RuneScape one.
Why can I not hear? Oh, because I have the tab muted. Why do I have the tab muted?
You're doing your best, man. Be nice to yourself, all right?
It's hard.
We still trust you to be a DM. You should trust yourself.
I trust only in the heart of the cards.
It's time to duel.
I've never seen Yu-Gi-Oh! I just know that that's a meme. Recap.
Sorry, Jimbo. I gotta send you to the Shadow Realm.
We all make
Sorry,
mistakes in the heat
Jimbo.
of passion, Jimbo.
We all make mistakes in the
We all
heat of
make
passion,
mistakes.
Jimbo.
I trust in the fart of the bards.
When I
guys
was
ever
younger,
watch
I
the,
sat on a banana, and that changed my life.
Did you ever watch the Fairly Odd Parents movie with Drake Bell?
I think I saw parts of it when it was on TV, yeah.
The dad
kid.
was the janitor from Ned's Declassified, and I thought that was hilarious.
Oh my god, no way. I don't remember
Yeah.
that. I just remember there's like conspiracy theories that iCarly is actually Megan from Drake and Josh, and that crazy
yeah,
Steve
yeah.
from Drake and Josh kidnapped her and forced her to call her his brother or whatever.
Well, she did have two brothers who said "brother" over and over. So, like, kind of like, it's like a really messed up
Who's number
thing. Maybe
one?
they do.
August. You've been chosen to give recap of last week.
I don't remember very well. Last session was the one that we just didn't do a lot of combat because we decided that was no longer a thing, I believe.
We did a skill challenge. Do you remember the skill challenge?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
That's pretty much
we
it.
Slept on top. Yeah, we slept on top of a giant set of ruins, and I thought I was safe. And then some gas came by and said, "Nah, you ain't." And then we spent like 6 rounds where we had 2 guys invisible taking down a tent really slowly, and then the other 2 of us ran. Dermo threw some food. It kind of helped, not really. Finally, the gas figured out the 2 invisible guys, and then they ran, and then we ran, and I don't know anything else that we did.
Did we run?
I think that was pretty much it.
I think that was it.
did a variety of like sneaking / distracting actions and just kind of narrowly escaped from the ghasts.
I'm so mad. That
That
was
way.
a comfy little bridge I was sleeping on there, man.
You all also made
miss
memes out of my unconscious body.
We did make memes out of your unconscious face.
See, okay, I wish that was part
In
of
our
like the
Discord.
stream. I wish we could add that to the stream and stuff because like that's a huge portion of the entire episode.
I don't know about putting those pictures on the stream.
I'm saying I wish, not like I want to, but I'm saying I wish that could be a thing because it would make so much more sense why we just randomly bust out laughing.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, yeah, I don't know.
We're doing
Yeah,
our
let's
best.
just put pictures of one of our members sleeping on the stream. That sounds like a great idea. Totally not
Right.
weird and invasive.
Yeah, definitely.
We're trying our best, dang it.
My partner really liked the memes, by the way.
Oh, good. I'm very glad to hear that.
I feel truly.
By the way, I took a nap today. Today's my day off, so I should be okay for the game, maybe.
Oh
my
man,
God,
what's the over under, guys? What's the over under?
I'll see
I-
it.
I
I'll
put
believe
Sweet's
it when I
wager.
see it.
Let's this week's wager. I got 50 gold on it.
Can I go all in?
50 gold. He's out by 10:45.
10:45. I would hope
Nah,
so.
50 gold says he's out at 11:07 because he's gonna
Oh,
push
you guys
himself
are an
to make
hour
it to
ahead. I was
11 as a
thinking,
point,
like-
but he's gone. And when I say out, I mean like eyes closed, head tilted back.
Eastern
I forgot
Standard.
you guys. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot you guys were an hour ahead, so I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, yeah, I would hope he's asleep by 10:45.
I'm Eastern, so 10 your time, 10:07.
So 10:07, you're saying he's done, like gone.
Yeah, I'm saying 1-5 gold. That's my wager.
Why was there a gif of a hairless cat in the
Oh
chat
my god,
one
I think
week
creepy
ago?
as hell,
Bingus.
isn't it?
That's Bingus.
Who's
Yeah, it was
Bingus?
creepy.
Not
That's
you,
the
Vape.
cat.
Sorry, I called my
Wait,
partner
wait.
Bingus, and they looked at me
Wait,
weird.
that is
Oh.
hilarious. You call your significant other the name of a hairless cat?
Yeah, that's my partner, a hairless cat.
Oh my god.
Aww, everyone, aww.
Wait, so
Aw,
you're
right?
like the
It's supposed
you're
to
like
be
the
cute, right?
unfurry.
Aw.
Yeah, you're the unfurry.
Anti-furry. Anyway, let's get going here. Where did we leave off? We left off with the party having
I
had their
think we
sleep.
we
interrupted
reconvened
a little
outside of the running area of gas.
Yes. Did the party double back to the ruined wall that you guys
No.
were at, or were you moving on?
I don't remember going back.
What is the
but we-
plan now? You have probably like only like less than an hour to like find a new spot to sleep, and get your long rest.
Right, but would it be even safe to go back? Because obviously they
No.
knew we were there.
Yeah, what did we leave back there, DM? That would kind of determine if we'd go back or not.
What did you
You
leave
got-
back
You
there?
got the tent. I think we grabbed everything.
We left a
Um,
quarter of the tent behind.
Yeah, you
Zephyros
grabbed
got
like
all of his stuff.
2/3 of a tent.
part
As
of the
far
tent
as I
did you
know,
leave?
everybody else had their things. Because I imagine you would have like your bedroll out and like your bag or whatever with like all your crap.
Dermo carries everything of his at all times because he is literally a pack mammoth thing.
Right. So you're missing 1/4 of a tent. And I
What
think that's
quarter?
really the only significant thing.
Wait, how do you not have like what is a quarter of a tent?
Well, they spent like 2 or 3 rounds
No,
just trying
I
to
know, I
pack up the
understand.
tent.
I'm saying
and it was taking too
logically,
long.
what is a quarter of a tent? Is that
Like they're
'cause you
they're
can't just
missing
rip the
some
tent.
of they're missing some of the like sticks and ropes and things.
Oh, okay. So like
Probably that
accessories.
form the rigid parts of the tent, I would imagine.
Okay.
I'll look at Oz and I'll say, what'd you get out with? Kind of catching my breath. Holding all his shit. All our shit, really.
I think we left some poles for the tent back there, but that's fine.
Like, looking around the swamp, I'm saying, these sticks won't do either. I think we're out of tent till we get back, and I'll, like, kind of hand over the unfolded tent.
Are we all together or are we separate right now?
You reunited it at the end of the skill counter
Okay, okay.
or skill challenge.
Is it possible that you could just use or quickly grab it when we pass by next time? I mean, there's no reason we couldn't. 'Cause we still have to go back, right? We still have to go the way we were going.
If we come back this way, possibly, but certainly out of our way.
Well, we can't go back to where we just ran from. They'll be waiting for us.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to
Now
go
it's
back.
haunted. I don't sleep in haunted places.
There's little reason to go back.
Yeah.
So should we just set up?
I think you're out of a tent till we get back.
Should we just set up a lean-to, something like that, to just get back to sleep? I feel like we didn't all finish our rest.
You could sleep at a time like this?
I was the one taking guard, so if you guys can't, I'll sleep. I don't mind.
Just
All right. So what's the plan?
find.
It's such a
someplace to
hard
sleep.
decision because, like, I would say we should probably just set up shop where we can, where there's obviously not any dangerous things, and just finish the rest. Get to morning time because nighttime we're not going to have any luck. And if we stop now, if we just try and go somewhere, if it takes more than an hour, we lose our entire rest.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Could I go ahead and scout for a location that would seem beneficial to rest at, or maybe just set up a
Yes.
small?
Because you're
Okay.
in a bit of a time-sensitive situation, I'm gonna call for a survival check.
Yeah. Could you roll that for me, as
Yeah.
I'm going 80 miles an hour?
Okay.
You should slow down.
Well,
Um,
the road here is 75. I'm only going 80 because it's speed of traffic.
okay. Oh, really good. You got 18.
Hey,
Um,
see, when I don't roll it, it rolls well. Great.
So, because this area is a little more hilly at the near the base of these mountains here, you managed to find a small crevice that is open on two sides, which makes for a decent hiding spot.
Awesome. So I'm going to lead the party over and let them know that I'm going to continue watching. So I'd like them to get back to sleep and get whatever rest they can muster.
I do that.
You don't have to
Alrighty.
sleep, but you can't stay here.
I think we were on third or fourth watch at this point, so there was not that much time left in.
Yeah, it was
It might have been
third.
fourth. The third? I don't know.
I think I was third, and then I think Zephylos was fourth, wasn't it? Or something like that.
No, Zephylos did
No, it was
his
like
watch already
second.
because he had the bird go fly around and do stuff.
Oh,
I think.
okay. So maybe it was fourth. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna say it was fourth.
Okay.
So you had the last watch. You get your last crucial hour and a half of sleep in this crevice, and you were luckily left undisturbed during that time. Question. Would it be unfair at this point to do the long rest change right now because we were in the middle of a day? Should we hold on? Should I give you guys one last regular long rest and then go to the
To be
new
completely
rules?
honest, this is the perfect time to have a shitty rest, if I'm being completely fair. But
That's
Considering that
fair,
we
but
got,
I wasn't
left
going to
up-
do it without asking you guys because we were in the middle of
this
an
is the
adventure
most
day.
like mentally, this is the best time for that to have been a thing because we had the absolute worst possible rest. But it's up to the other guys. I don't care. I'm fine with it.
Does anyone object? Okay, cool. You get oh, let me look at resources. You can restore. Okay, so the thing is, I don't think that Foundry, at least with the mods that I have, lets you do a long rest without it bumping all your HP up. I'm gonna look and see if there's a mod for that. But take note of your HP before you
Well,
click the long rest button,
what you
and
can
then
do
click
is
the
we can
long
just
rest button and then change it to whatever it's supposed to be. I
yeah.
guess. Same thing for hit dice too. Oh, that's really annoying.
Yeah,
We're really gonna need a mod for that.
that was my concern with something like this.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too hard. You just have to
not
gear and
not that
manually
deep.
change the hit dice.
Yeah, it's just do 2 clicks. And
Yeah, but
just
the thing
make
is,
it
when
like a
you're
number.
gonna want to use the long rest button so that it just does everything really
So you get
quickly
your
and
Yeah,
easily,
that's what I'm saying. It's just 2 extra clicks on
and
the
that
long
will
rest.
do the dice automatically.
Yeah, I just removed my second hit dice.
Yeah. The problem is I anticipate that a frequent issue will happen where you just, without
Yeah,
thinking, you just
forgot
go
to
and
look
click
at
the
it
button and be
before
like,
I-
oh crap, I don't remember how many hit points I had, how many hit dice I had, you know.
New
That kind of
rule: if
thing.
you forget, you had 1. No, I mean it's just I feel like there's also some personal accountability there to say, hey, don't forget. You know, the realistic expectation is saying, hey, this is a rule. It's not easy, but it's something that you gotta do. You know, it's like kind of like when you have a job. You know, doesn't mean that every tool is gonna always work properly.
Anyway, I will look and see if there's any mods that let you just change those. I have to imagine there's gotta be one that's just like lets you
Terrible long
change the
rest.
number of hit dice you get back or something. It wouldn't be. It doesn't sound like it would be that hard to make. But I don't know
Sorry for all the
anything about
coughing, by the way,
coding
guys. I'm
really,
getting over
so.
bronchitis.
All right. Did you just say bronchitis? What was the context
Yeah.
of that?
Oh, I said sorry if you hear my coughing. I'm getting over bronchitis right now.
Oh, ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh my god! Thank you.
Hang on, I gotta move the icon to draw a little circle. Circle. There we go. There.
DM, could Dermo quickly, just in case, look up and see if you can see any stars?
You see clouds.
Good. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so what you should have is you restore half of your max hit points, and you get 1 hit die, and all your other long rest stuff. So I guess just see how many hit dice and hit points you have for now, and just do that manually. Unfortunately, we'll figure out a better way to do it hopefully later. Okay.
Or maybe we won't, and you will have to learn basic math.
Oh no. Math. It's more the remembering that I'm worried about. Anyhow.
No, I'm totally playing math. Never once.
The party wakes up in the morning. Go ahead and do some RP, or we can get to travel.
My question is, what is this
What is that?
on the map?
That's the mountains.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when we get up, Zephylos does his ritual of like mage armoring up on himself, his bird, and Dermo, and then like short rests to like get that energy back. You know, I like to imagine when they wake up, their first thing they do is like do like the protection runes on all of them.
We say a prayer to Zeros, of course.
Of course, of course. I'll even though you don't speak Infernal, I presume I'll teach you some prayers. Here in
Yeah,
Canada, we have to
yeah.
learn French, and I don't know very much French, but I can say the Hail Mary in French. So I imagine it's like that, where it's like just reciting the words off of memory.
They
Yeah,
taught
you
you the
know,
Hail Mary in French.
They taught us a lot of prayers in French. I went to Catholic school.
Oh
well, it's kind of like
no.
it's like
Oof.
what's it called? It's like when you hear something in Spanish, you can repeat it. It doesn't mean you know what it means.
That's true.
Exactly. Like I'd probably give you like the common version of the prayer so you understand it, but
Just
like
give me
when
the
we actually say
phonetics.
it, yeah. Yeah, like when we say it, it's in Infernal because that's the language of the Empire, you know.
Hmm.
Fair, fair, fair.
Like Italian.
Yeah, yeah. Infernal is actually just Italian.
Well, I imagine Infernal's very much like Latin, right? And that's what the ancient Romans spoke.
Wait a minute. I was joking.
No, that's my actual headcanon. I compare it to ancient Rome very frequently.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, Infernal, I feel like is to me, I always think of like demons and stuff. So like, imagining them speaking Roman is kind of funny, but you know.
Yeah, that's what Dermo and I are up to. I don't know about the other two.
Just getting ready to go.
All right. Let's see. Do you guys still have food? We are in the swamp after all.
Okay, they have
Let me
their
deduct my
snail.
yesterday food real quick.
I will need to deduct one vegetarian ration.
Yum.
I eat an entire pumpkin just really quick.
A whole pumpkin.
So
Just
I
crush
imagine
it down like a hippo.
this will be the last time, like the snail meat all goes bad after.
Yes, the
after
snail
that.
meat is now.
Oh, is it now? I thought it was until like
wait.
this morning would be.
Oh yeah, I think it was end of this day. It would be bad.
So
Yeah,
I
I'm
figured
at
whatever,
9 rations.
whatever I eat today will be gone, or I'll eat what I can of the snail meat, and the rest of the snail meat's gone after that.
It's kind of like when you have your milk in the fridge and you're
Same.
like, I know I can get another day out of this thing.
Yeah.
Earth.
You do the sniff test.
All right. With that settled, choose a direction to begin traveling for today.
Now, are we gonna go around those ruins, like up north and around, or are we just gonna try and like quickly go by
Behind
them?
us now.
Oh, we ran to the east when we ran away.
That's what it sounded like.
When you
Oh, we-
ran away from the ghasts?
Yeah.
Yeah, did we run to the east or to the west?
This is where you were during the. This is the tile on the map that you were on during the ghast encounter. Each square is 6 miles. I don't know that you would have moved the 6 miles in like the 30 minutes in between
Yeah, we
finding
actually
a new
just
rest
we
spot.
just went Usain Bolt mode real quick.
Yeah, run 12 miles an hour the whole time.
We're all tabaxis.
In a
monks
straight line.
that can move, 300, feet just by sneezing easily. But yeah, I vote we just keep going to the right this way.
Yeah, we have no reason to change trajectory or anything. There's nothing in the way. We're still looking for a giant tree, so unless we see a giant tree, I mean, we're just going east.
All right.
A giant tree or vampires or something.
Well, we're going to Morden, so we're looking for a village or giant tree.
Village or giant tree, okay.
Because we
Okay,
heard from someone in the bar that maybe this La Resistance was in Morden. Possibly.
All right, so
Gotcha.
we will start heading to the east then, I think. Here.
Also, this music slaps. I'm currently on, what track am I on? I'm on Shadowland.
What am I on? I'm on Dead Quiet. Wait,
Can
no,
I
I'm
just
on
tell
Shadowland.
everyone, this is a point of contention for me. Everyone who is listening to the stream or VOD or anything, please play RuneScape with the music on. It's so good.
It's
The music's
astounding how many people are like, I turn all the sounds off and I
Oh
listen
my
to
god, dude!
my own
RuneScape
music.
music is so fantastic. Just turn it low if you don't love it, and just let the songs play, man. They're so good.
All right, you go this way. Um, so the party continues their travels along the northern edge of the mountains. Um, Here it seems like the terrain is still remaining mostly hilly, but still swampy and yucky and gross.
Yeah, I love that word yucky. Oh, I love it.
Yucky? Yeah, it's very yucky. Okay.
It just sounds exactly what it means.
So, let's see. Let me check something really quick. Uh-huh. All right. So, Oz, as you are leading the party and keeping a watch around the front end of the group, you notice some signs of some unusual terrain here up ahead. You notice pretty quickly that the terrain kind of levels off a little bit more. There's a bit less density of plants in this region up ahead, and you feel the ground growing a little bit softer underneath your feet, more in like a rubbery kind of way than like a wet kind of way. Um, so, let's see. You are concerned because this is a little unusual looking. This area of terrain seems to cover a large region up ahead, which could pose a significant obstacle here if you had to
You're
go
saying it's a
around it.
terrain of unusual size.
Yes.
I will stop the group and tell them that there's something off with the ground. And I'll look over at the
Do we
druid.
feel it or no?
Do you what?
Do we feel it, or is it only him who feels this difference in the texture?
Let's see. I mentioned him first because he was at the front.
Yeah.
Um,
So after he tells us, would we be able to be like, oh
after
shit, yeah, you're right.
after you mention it, would become obvious to the rest of the party.
Okay.
I'll look at the druid and be like, "Do you know have you seen a ground like this before?"
All I know is with the earth, if it doesn't feel correct, you shouldn't. Uh, you shouldn't act like it's correct if it doesn't feel correct.
Someone
if the ground-
may make a your choice of survival or nature check here to identify any potential concerns.
Our ranger should do that because he can walk on rough terrain.
Yeah, that was gonna be what I was gonna suggest is if the druid doesn't automatically recognize it, I was gonna investigate. So let me get that survival. Oh, that's a blind GM roll. All right.
Well, you got a really high roll. So you take a look at this terrain. You kind of like press at it with your hand and kind of get a feel for like the strange sort of give and take that the ground has. And you are pretty convinced that up ahead there is a large area of that could be dotted with quicksand.
Ah. I'll
Careful, boys. The sand is not slow.
It's very
So, yeah.
fast sand.
There's a strong likelihood that we're looking at quicksand up ahead.
Quicksand. Do we know
I
how
don't see it
far?
moving.
Do we know how far we'd have to go to circumvent this?
I didn't catch the last half of that.
I apologize. Do we know how far we'd have to go to circumvent this? Are you able to see a pathway?
Looks like it goes quite a ways in both directions. Shab, what did you say?
I didn't. I don't think I saw where the sand was. Is what I would have said. My perception's not great. I would like have you point it out to me so I don't accidentally like.
Oh yeah, no, the first thing I did was point it out to the party. Like, the ground is weird here.
Hey, DM.
Mm-hmm.
With my staff, would I be able to poke the ground ahead of me and notice a physical difference, or does it all feel the general same as I'm poking forward?
It is a little difficult to tell.
Right.
In fact, if you wanted to try to lead the party or yourself through this terrain, it will require a check to see how successful you are.
I would say, give me a moment. Let me try something. I've had experience with things like this, but I'm going to tie a rope to myself and hand it to the 3 men and say, if I do not do this properly, please pull me out. And I'm going to try to use my knowledge to do the poking test forward as I inch my way to see if I can, discern what is walkable or not.
All right.
Okay. So are you gonna try to lead the group through?
Yeah. So what will pretty much happen in my headcanon is I'm gonna go ahead like a guide dog poking and walking and discerning, and they're gonna kind of inch behind me with 50 feet of rope, but not close enough that they can't pull me back if I make a wrong step.
What kind of distance between you and them are you thinking of?
That's up to them, I think. It depends on what they want to do with the rope.
Like, are you gonna go like way ahead, or are
Not
you just
way,
gonna
way
lead
ahead.
them
Like,
closely?
you imagine when someone needs to pull you out of somewhere, you can't be like 25 feet back. So probably like 10 feet, just enough to like, not be in the danger zone. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was
okay.
I was thinking more like 15 feet behind him.
Sure, 15 feet. Yeah.
And then like 10 feet between the rest of us.
Okay.
So we'll have to and then go at a slow pace.
Yes. Yeah. It'd obviously be slow with me doing the poke test.
All right. Go ahead and make a survival check to safely navigate through the quicksand.
Go ahead and do a survival check.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Did I click the wrong button?
Feels good to be able to be a DM for a minute.
Here we go. Oh dear. Okay.
At least we put on the rope.
Yeah.
Just give it to me straight, doctor. How many weeks do I have to live?
Bold of you to assume weeks.
Okay, so, Dermo, with your trusty stick, your shillelagh stick, you prod the ground ahead of you, moving as slowly as you think necessary to navigate the quicksand. You continue onward, being sure to divert anywhere where it feels like the ground is too soft, with your party several feet behind, and with you tied up on the rope. And you continue along this area where you think that the hazard has begun for a good 50 or 100 feet. So you're pretty far in there. And you think you're doing okay. But then suddenly you can feel the ground just kind of suddenly kind of come out from under you, and you start sinking into the sand. As you do that, who is holding the rope immediately behind him?
That probably would have been me.
And then is everyone else also holding the rope or tied to the rope or what?
I don't think it would be a good idea to be tied to it for in
case
this happened.
Yep, okay. Is everyone holding the rope or just Oz?
I didn't say anything, but I'd assume I'd be holding it. more for emotional support because I'm a toothpick.
I'm a couple of feet behind.
Use some
whoever's on
magic
that.
or something, like some
I'm
floating hand
anchoring,
shit.
so to speak.
You're anchoring, okay.
Yeah, like I'm not. Like if I feel slack, I'll think of something to do.
Okay. So Dermo starts sinking into the sand.
Does it pull the
Oz,
slack?
Oz, you immediately start to try to pull on the rope, but you find that doing so causes your feet as well to sink in. And
Can I
actually,
look
let me
around for something to tie the
roll
end
die.
of this rope off at the end?
Let's see. There are some like little shrubs. There are no trees growing in this area though, probably due to the quality of the ground.
Could I quickly, as I'm noticing this happen, spin around with my stick and try and like jam it into whatever I think would be solid, to like try and like dig in and pull myself, like physically out using all my strength.
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna do a little mini skill challenge again, a much briefer one. I'm probably not even gonna put out the turn order, but there are a few things that you can try to do to get yourself out. You are currently like waist deep in the sand. You got sucked in the initial couple of feet pretty quick, and you're slowly sinking in further at the moment. Same goes for Oz. You
Ooh,
can
Oz is in it. Great.
you can try to do something to pull yourself out on your quote-unquote turn, because it's a time-sensitive hazard. Or you can try to help someone else with something, and I will determine how you will do that. So why don't, since Dermo was the first one that sunk in, let's start with him.
Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna switch around, like use my abdominal area to do like a turnaround. Jam the stick straight into a harder piece of earth that I can find, whatever looks like it would hold somewhat, and try to use my strength to, like if you're rowing a boat, just pull using the staff with all my strength.
Okay, make a strength check.
All right.
I will make a strength check.
Thank you.
Okay, you get 11. You try to jam your staff into the ground, and you get it kind of prodded into there, but it feels like it's not quite enough force to pull against the sand as it digs you down a little bit further. So I'm going to keep track of the successes and failures somewhere.
Boys, if I die this way, this is the best way for me to go, so don't feel bad.
And let's see, and the Oz.
A druid dying because the earth decided to swallow him is the ultimate sacrifice to go by.
Okay, let's do Oz then next. You are also sinking.
Yeah.
You have the rope that Dermo's tied to, but he's sinking too. Luckily, the other side of that rope goes towards someone that's not also in danger.
So the where am I at? Am I like it's just starting to sink up to my heel, ankle, knee? Where am I?
You're at like thigh height right now. It like I said before, the initial sink is very fast, and then now it's slowly going up.
Okay. What does Oz know about quicksand?
Can you make a nature check?
Absolutely.
Oh my god. Okay. I was going to preface by saying that fantasy quicksand and real life quicksand are not the same, because real life quicksand is very boring. But you don't really know that you have heard anyone really talking about anything practical when it comes to escaping quicksand.
You know what? It's because we never went to school. If we went to school, we would have known everything about quicksand.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had this lifelong fear of drowning in quicksand.
We would have known everything about the Bermuda Triangle, quicksand, and fire trucks.
I think the logical decision, since I have the rope, is to try and pull myself backwards towards the, like, try and twist around so I can start pulling myself back towards, not away from Dermo and toward the other two.
The great news is since I'm heavy and grounded, you're literally getting pretty much a tightrope to pull yourself off.
Okay, so you can make a strength check, and we'll give you advantage because you've got a good rope and somebody on solid ground up there.
Okay. Sorry, did you say check or saving throw?
Strength check.
Okay. Advantage and that. Okay.
Okay, so with all of your might and with I think it was Zephylos anchoring the other end of the rope, you manage to start to pull yourself out. You are now at about knee level, or just below the knee level. Still not free, but closer to being free.
All right.
Zephylos and why am I blanking on his name? Jared are next. What would they like to do?
You forgot your name.
The nature
Yikes.
check was already taken for this round, so I want to do something else.
Okay.
I'm not very strong, and it's good that I'm giving him advantage, but I'm sure I could be doing a lot more. So, can I bring the rope to a tree and like do like a sleight of hand to like tie it off so there's actually something?
I already looked for one. There's nothing, dude.
Oh, there's
There are no
nothing?
large
Okay.
plants in the area due to the poor quality of the soil.
I must have missed something then. That's
I
no problem.
briefly
Yeah, I feel
mentioned
like
it
anything
earlier.
I'm saying is not getting through tonight, so I'm just not trying to say anything too much.
Yeah, my apologies. What can I do? I'm well read, and instead of a nature check to like know the actual physics of quicksand, can I make a history check to like recall, stories of like people who have survived quicksand and like helpful tips and tricks they've used in the past?
Sure. I
Don't
wasn't
step
even
in
gonna not
quicksand.
let you
That's
do a
one.
nature check anyway. But yeah, you can do
Yeah, that's all
history
the
one.
books say. Hey, if you see quicksand, don't do it.
That's a big old modifier. You do recall reading a tale of a famous adventurer that had described a escape with quicksand, and he mentioned that you can brute force your way out of the quicksand, but you can also try to kind of wriggle yourself loose by making like small little wiggling motions to
Like swimming.
release yourself from its grip. So either of those could be helpful. But the best thing to do is to like, which is not helpful now, but it also mentioned that the best thing to do is to tie yourself to something
Nice.
if you know it's coming.
Cool. Okay, I'll keep that in the knowledge bin.
Oh yeah, don't tell your party that's drowning.
He
Okay.
just silently thinks it.
I didn't know if I'm allowed to.
No,
Next turn I was
I
gonna do
just
something with it.
I just imagine Zephylos looking at us like, huh, that would be helpful to tell him. And that's
Yeah, I'll let him know. I'll say, listen, remain calm. You want to wiggle out of there. You can brute force it, but we all know this bunch isn't that strong. Try to subtly shift out of there as best as you can.
Didn't we discovered last week that our best strength mod is like 10?
A 0,
Or
yeah.
score is 10.
yeah.
That's incredible.
Well, yeah,
All
we have a
right,
dexterity-based ranger, and then the rest of us are pretty much just all magic.
Okay, Jared, what are you going to contribute?
We did the nature and the history.
Yep.
And strength, technically, but
No, that one you could repeat because it's pretty.
I'm just saying we did strength. Just saying.
So, like, someone actually refreshed my memory on quicksand because I did look it up. You go quickly because you're making gaps in the sand that lets you slide, and once you stop moving almost, right?
Say that again. I heard
Like,
you. I just didn't understand you.
like you fall a lot immediately because you're walking, your movement, you're making gaps in the sand that shift you down, and then once you stop moving, the gaps aren't shifting anymore, so you stay still, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm looking at them right now. They're not moving as much anymore or as quickly
They
because they're
are slowly sinking. Yes.
right because their bodies aren't not moving, but they're not moving as much because they're not right panicking or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. Um, can I do? And like the idea to get out of it, right, is like pretty much without moving too much, pull yourself straight up, right? If you can,
Um.
because it lets
That
the
that is
stand.
that is your best idea as of
Yeah.
right now. Yes.
Um. Here's the thing, boys. I got what we call pretty much nothing.
I have a Hail Mary.
Now, here's
Worst
an
case
interesting
scenario.
question. Here's an interesting question. Does this count as
Idea,
difficult
yeah.
terrain?
Um. Maybe. Why are you asking?
I'm just saying that one of our guys can deal with difficult terrain much better than the other guy. So I'm just wondering if he kind of knows, how to like walk through this stuff with no problem somehow. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think that I would classify like the dangerous portions of quicksand as difficult terrain. It's more like hazardous terrain. Like it will actually hurt you.
Yeah.
Like it is actually dangerous. Difficult terrain is like thick bushes or like
Hey,
uneven
look, I
terrain
thought
or
I'd
like
ask because
water.
I'm the guy who says, how far can I stretch this loophole?
Is it me again? We're waiting on me. We're back to me.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
still waiting on Jared.
I'm going to I'm gonna try to. He pointed it out. Like, can I see how wide around it is? I'm holding this rope up. Like, I'm getting pulled in probably. Yeah.
You're not sinking right now. It seems like the dangerous parts that actually sink down are like pretty localized, and there's like little, like you've been guided through like a path in between them, so you can get fairly close to the people that are sinking without, you think,
Endangering
risking
myself or
falling.
putting myself in
Yeah.
the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Is there like we're in a swamp? Do I see like any bones or anything? Something that they can. I got an idea. I just don't know how I can pull it off. Something that like I can pull them up with. 'Cause I don't. I literally have nothing for them minus my
Like
unarmed
something
to
just
pull
to
me.
reach.
Yeah, something to grab onto minus this rope. Because the rope's
Yeah,
gonna cut into the
you
ground.
could probably use like something from your pack that you have, like a crowbar or like your rapier or
I
something.
do have a crowbar, but I don't have anything to create leverage.
Crowbar is for creating leverage.
What do I leverage it off of, DM? My ally sinking in the sand?
Your ball bearings, of course. Good question.
Wrong character.
DM, follow up. Why is it whenever someone asks a good question, they never have a good answer?
I try. So you want something to prop like a rod or a reaching object against to pull them up on.
The idea. I just literally have nothing to do it, and I was going to tie it off to a tree or a big rock, and there's nothing, so I'm like watching them go down and waving, I guess.
Do you have like a sheet or like something flat?
I had.
Like a bedroll? Do you have your bedroll?
No, I don't have a bedroll on this guy.
I'd like me to throw you my bedroll.
Even like a coat or something.
I have some.
Would you like me to throw you a coat or bedroll?
I have my fine robes.
Yeah, throw down your fine robes over
Oz
the
would
sand.
know that I wouldn't want to throw dirty up my. I'll pull out my fine robes and kind
He's
of look
dying.
down at him, and I'll look at him and I'll go, Oz, how much time do I have, bud? I'm gonna put the fine clothes right back in the bag. Hopefully he didn't see them.
Oh, I know. You can use this.
Hmm.
Bag of sand.
Yeah, I'm gonna add
Just
the
add
sand
more
the other
sand to the
Right.
situation.
Say,
Hey,
Oz, how much
no,
time
that's
do I
really
have,
smart
bud?
because it's quicksand. So put regular sand to slow it down.
It'll become
There'd
moderately
probably
fast.
be more
sand.
time if you
Moderately fast
pulled.
sand.
I'm going to. How much of him's under?
He's
Relative?
at shin height right now.
Did we do it? We did a history. We did a nature. We did a strength.
You can redo strength because it's like very obvious choice. I
Yeah.
don't mind. That's fine here in this situation.
Can I do a survival? Which probably isn't much better.
Yeah, to do.
Just to kind of like, how big is this sand pit?
Each of the ones that they are in, is, oh, I don't know, maybe like 10-foot diameter kind of region it looks like.
Is there, and this is just like before I did the survival, what would I?
Yeah.
Is there like any half rotted logs that are not sinking on their own but are like half submerged in the quicksand somewhere close by that I could like look at and gather in my head to do a history check or something? Or not, sorry, a survival check?
Yeah, now that the sand has like shifted a little bit, you see that there is a like partly exposed rock
Alright.
of decent size.
If
in
this
sand.
survival check's not rubbish, I'll go through with what I want. You tell me what the DC is when I roll it or whatever. Let's see.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Survival. I have no modifier on this.
Okay.
A 10 flat.
10.
I want to see if I would be able to tell him, because the log is not moving and it's kind of girthy. Just lay flat on your butt because you won't sink as fast. I think. I don't remember. I think like surface area has a part to do with it. I don't know.
It
Could be,
immediately
yeah.
goes under.
Is a 10 enough to gather that surface area helps with quicksand?
No, unfortunately.
All right.
You don't do it anyway. Do it.
That is practically all I can do, minus like putting another rope in the quicksand for them to pull on. Which I'll do. Fine. You know,
Okay.
they got it. I'm
Um,
gonna throw the end of another hemp rope into the quicksand. Here, 2 ropes. Pull twice as much. I'll yell.
yeah. Okay,
That can
so
help.
that sounds good. Actually, what I posted in the chat, I put the number of successes and failures, but actually for this one I wanted to do successes and rounds. So this is you will need 2 successes before 3 rounds pass. I am calling for this
gotcha.
challenge.
Okay. And so far we have 0, so that's great.
So far Dermo's at 0 successes and Oz at 1. And we're at 1 round past. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I actually did succeed something.
Dermo, we're back to you.
Okay. I'm asking
You are
this as a
slowly
human
sinking
being
a
who
bit
doesn't
more. You're
know.
up to like stomach level now here.
Yeah.
Not
So I'm
very
asking this as a person who actually doesn't know. Would my character know? And if not, please just tell me. Does quicksand have anything to do with like water, or is this just like sand that has like open area that's just falling? I don't know
You're
how
asking.
this actually works.
Are you asking out of character?
First of all, out of character, yes, because I don't actually know how.
Do
Like,
you want the
quicksand
real
works.
life answer or the fantasy quicksand answer?
Give me the fantasy quicksand because I don't want you to have to Wikipedia it.
Fantasy. I mean, I kind of know already, but fantasy quicksand is like oh, you step on it and you like slowly sink down, and then eventually
Okay,
you
just
get,
like the magical kind of
you'll
bullshit.
completely submerge, and then you start to suffocate, and then you'll die.
Okay.
Real
That's a
quicksand
real one.
doesn't work like that because quicksand is more dense than a body, so you actually
Oh, so you
float
can
in it.
never go
It's
fully under.
almost impossible to drown in quicksand in real life.
Gotcha. Okay, so
But that's
Dermo
not as
not knowing
interesting,
this,
so we're not doing that.
yeah, Dermo not knowing that is going to use create or destroy water, using a first level spell slot, and he is going to create it at his at the level of which he is in the in the sand downward below him, and immediately tries to use it to swim out of the quicksand.
Okay. How much water does that take?
I think it's like a cubic meter or something like that.
10 gallons. Yeah, okay.
Decent amount of water to swim in.
Yeah, all right. You cast a spell. You try to use it to loosen up some of the sand around you. And with that, so I don't know if I
Can I use
mentioned this
dexterity
before.
to swim?
I don't know that I mentioned this last time when we were talking about skill challenges, but if you, depending on the situation, if you expend a limited resource, like a spell slot, I may just say that you get like an automatic pass. Like imagine that like
Right.
the obstacle that you are currently facing is, oh, I have to get across this small ravine. You could just like be like, okay, I cast fly, and then you just go across, and it's fine. So like things like
Right.
that, I may just award an automatic success, and I'll say sure,
Based
I'll
on
do that for
technology.
this case here. So you wet the sand immediately around your stomach where it has creeped up to, and that allows you to easily creep a little bit out here.
Yeah.
Um,
Dermo for the win.
pretty easily. So I will count that as one success.
I'm swimming in quicksand, boys.
Oz, you're almost out.
Alrighty. I am going to continue trying to pull myself out, kind of like trying to not be super, like, because Zephyr said to try and remain calm and kind of try to like gently wiggle out. So I'm gonna kind of try that approach, but still trying to like pull myself out and like wiggle my like maybe one leg out at a time. And also say try to pull harder if you can. That is what I'm gonna do.
All right. Wiggling your way out will be a dex check.
Alrighty.
Hopefully that will be a little bit higher mod than all the strength checks. Oh yeah, that's a net 20.
That's indeed.
With that, you very quickly are able to release the rest of your legs from the quicksand and move over to seemingly safer ground.
And I helped, I'll say.
And everyone else yelled at him.
I'll clap him on the back. Yes, you did. Yes,
There
you
you go.
did.
Is he covered in sand?
Oh yes, he's very sandy. It's
I'm gonna-
coarse, rough, and irritating, and it has gotten everywhere.
And it's gotten everywhere.
Hey, it sounds like me in real life.
I'm gonna like let out a sigh. I'm gonna say, "Glad you didn't get me dirty." Is what I was about to say.
We saved the fine clothing. That's
did.
the real reward.
We did.
Meanwhile, Dermo's still kind of dying.
Don't worry about me. I'm swimming in quicksand.
He can't turn into something that's good at being in sand.
Look,
Yeah, wait a
okay,
minute.
hey, we
Just
haven't
turn into a
gotten there
bird.
yet. We haven't gotten there yet, okay?
Turn
Turn into
into a
something
like
so
a
small you leave a gap from your size difference and you can fly away. So,
yeah, like a ant.
Okay,
or a bat.
you know what? I know I should have thought of that, and now
Actually,
I'm thinking
I
of
don't
that
think-
because you told me.
Actually, I don't think he can do flying animals yet. I think it's like level 6 or 8 or something.
I'll just turn into a giraffe so I'm tall enough that it could physically swallow me. Has to be an animal I've seen, though. So that's fine.
Zephylos and Jared, it is your turns to help Dermo.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if it'd be like an Arcana check or a spell attack roll, but I was hoping to maybe like use my ice magic because quicksand is just really wet dirt, right?
Mm-hmm. It's
Uh,
like a mixture of water and sand or something and dirt. Yeah.
yeah, and it's the wetness that really messes with the physics of it and makes it dangerous. So I want to try like using ice magic to try like freezing the area in front of him where the rope is so that it's more solid of ground. So he has an easier time like getting something to pull himself out with.
Hmm.
Great idea until you
Uh,
freeze me inside of it because it's currently swimming out of the water.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do I want to make you make an attack roll or an Arcana check?
I feel like
We'll
Arcana's
just-
fair because this is a skill challenge.
Yeah, well, I don't know what else Arcana would do here, so we'll do Arcana. It's just I know he has a gigantic Arcana bonus.
It's the same
That's
bonus
fine.
as his attack roll, to be fair.
That's true. A 23. With that, you can skillfully chill the sand a little bit to make it a bit stiffer. I'm gonna say, because this doesn't like directly and immediately pull him out, I'm gonna say that this will give advantage to the next like physical sort of thing that skill check that he's making to get out, or someone else makes to get him out.
Sure, yeah.
Yep, doing the setup for success.
Yeah. Now, Jared.
All right, Jared,
Pull!
get that fine code out.
Just pull the rope that we're
How
attached to,
far
please.
down does Dermo
Oh, yeah,
look
you have
like
that-
he's in the sand?
You still have the rope. Dermo is at he just got a little bit further out. So he's like waist level now, I guess.
Alright, I'm gonna pretend like I got something new here in the last 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull the rope out and I'm gonna throw it to Dermo.
He's got a rope
All right.
already tied to him.
Yeah, now he's
What do you
got
want to use
two
different
because I can literally do nothing else for him.
Fair enough. Okay. You
Thank
toss
you.
him the
Second
rope and
rope.
he is
Yeah.
able to grab it.
Should I
I'm gonna
tie it
say,
around myself as well?
Everyone pull as we all do that already.
Yes.
And that's my turn.
Okay, so everyone gets together and pulls him out of the thing. One person can make an advantage strength check. Except
Whoever
Dermo.
has the
Or I guess it
flat
could be
zero
Dermo.
modifier, please.
Who has the zero mod? Isn't it Dermo though?
It is Dermo.
I think it is. I could
Mod
make
with
him do it.
zero mod? That's nice.
I also
Oz
have a
has it
zero.
too. Okay.
That's so nice, dude. You guys are loaded. I'm a minus
Alright, so-
one, so let them do it.
Y'all want me to do the strength check
Yeah,
with
you're the
advantage?
strong one.
Oz. Strong me out, boy.
It's the strong
Oh
boy.
man. Oh man.
Oh man. All right, you guys yank on the rope, but it's just not enough. He's a really heavy guy, so even just overcoming the weight is really a struggle. He in fact starts to slip a little bit further in.
Okay.
So
For my turn, could I wild shape into something that is light? Do I know any creatures that are a small class that would be
certainly any type of insect would do.
right? But I
Except you
want
can't
to be
do
able to
flying
hold the rope.
animals.
No, I don't need to fly. I just need to hold on to the rope.
Oh, but you still need to hold the rope.
Oh,
So
can
you
I
need
turn into a
something-
spider? Can I turn into a spider and hold on to the rope?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you use your wild shape and you literally just turn to a spider and then immediately climb up the rope.
Yeah. But not
And
in
then
a
you
creepy
get
way.
out.
I don't want to scare them.
I feel
don't
like
want to scare them crawling towards them on a rope.
I feel like that just like makes enough sense where I could just give it to you.
I mean, if I need to roll a spider check, I will.
A spider check. I can make you roll roll a wisdom check or something. Because wisdom
Make
is
me
druid stuff.
roll. I'll take it. I have a whole other round.
All right,
to
I'm
survive.
gonna have you do a wisdom check with proficiency
Do it.
bonus.
Let's do it.
A wild shape check, if you will.
Wait, a spider sense?
Let's see. +3 is your proficiency bonus. 14 is just enough.
Woo!
So you turn into a spider, and for a brief moment there is a relative to the spider, large gap in the sand around the rope, and you quickly, as quickly as you can in this form, you start to climb up it, and the sand is coming down all around you from every side as it's filling the gap, and some of the huge grains of sand knock against you, and you almost lose your grip, but you manage to climb up the rope, get back on a solid ground. To everyone else, it looks like you kind of just disappeared. Because I imagine you chose you said spider, so I imagine just a regular spider.
A normal sized spider, yeah. So yeah, they probably are just like, wait, what the fuck?
Do you change back once you get out?
I'm gonna wait until I'm at a safe location. So for a solid
Yeah.
minute, as I'm crawling up the rope, they literally cannot see me.
Okay. Everyone else, Dermo just spontaneously kind of he like glows for a second, then you just kind of see him disappear. But I feel like he'd probably have a hunch what he just did.
You'd have a hunch about a guy disappearing. I'm David
'cause
Copperfield, boys.
Have we seen him wild shape before? Like actual wild shape?
They know that not all of them have seen it, but they at least know that you can.
Well, no, I don't think the two guys have actually ever known me to be able to wild shape.
I don't think so.
They know I can talk to animals, but I don't think they've seen me change
Have you
form.
ever mentioned that you are a druid or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't know if that's ever come up with the new guys, at least.
That I imagine in.
They know I'm a druid, though. They mentioned it a minute ago that I was a druid, so
Probably, yeah. If it didn't
I'll
come out
assume that they know.
in RP, I imagine these kinds of things happen like off camera.
Not only that, but also they know me. They're like, oh, he's a fucking vegetarian. Yeah, he's a druid.
Druid does not like necessarily mean shapeshifter.
No. But when you hear he doesn't eat meat, you're like, okay. It's kind of like, yeah, I eat quinoa. Oh, you're probably from California. Got it.
I like quinoa. I
Okay,
don't eat it very much, though.
You're allowed to like it. I'm just gonna mentally assume a little bit that you're from California. It's, you know.
But yeah, Zephylos is going to look around at the hole where Dermo used to be, and it's going to just
The
kind of
derm
like
hole. The derm hole.
the
Derm hole.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's going to like look around. His first instinct is like, did he misty step? Like, is he within 30 feet somewhere else? I look to where he was last looking. That line of sight. Don't see him there. And I just kind of call out. I'm like, Dermo, are you okay?
I am going to probably have made it up towards like crawling up the thing, and I'm going to just immediately turn back and like scramble for dry ground.
You know what I imagine the wild shape looks like? Like, you remember that really cursed, like, Animorphs?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I
hate
imagine the, like,
those.
like, growing step by step into
Yeah,
proper
4 or
shape.
5 different integrations. That is actually exactly what my wild shape looks like, and that is canon now.
Thank you.
I love the art on the Animorphs, though. It's just such a stupid meme.
Well, you know what's even worse is someone had to spend probably like weeks out of their lives drawing and like making that perfect.
I know, right? Or wait, do you think they just used just some crappy software to do it, or did they
There's no
actually
way, though.
draw
It was
each
so-
image?
No, they had to have drawn it because if you look at it, it's so specific. I don't think
get-
there's
yeah.
unless you use like AI generation, but that wasn't around back then.
That's
Like, there's
true.
no
I
way they
think.
could have done the integration part.
Yeah, you're probably
Like the
right.
person to last, like drawing the person and drawing the like mouse or whatever, sure. But like the integration between it, there's no way.
They look like 3D renders. They don't look like actually hand drawn.
Hmm. But I meant like someone manually made those
Someone
renders
had
rather
to
than
do
like
it though. Yeah. Back then it was
did
like
it in
1990 something
automated
or
fashion.
2000. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
someone spent weeks out of their life making those. That person went home and got in an argument with their significant other because of how stressed they were at work. That was their life. And that is now what Dermo does.
So,
Fascinating.
if that didn't work, I was actually looking at my list of spell scrolls because I was pretty sure I had Sanguine Rope, which is the blood
Oh.
spell where I'm like Scorpion. I'm like, get over here, and I like wrap blood
Wait,
rope around
really?
you and pull you.
Oh
Yo, why didn't you
yeah.
do that first? What?
Because
Because
I
he
don't
didn't
have that
copy it
spell.
down yet, and he would have had to expend the scroll to do it, probably.
It's a
Incorrect.
scroll, okay.
The real
No?
reason why is because I didn't have the blood rope spell. I had the blood whip spell. Completely different spell.
That
Oh,
would have just hit me. You would
what
have
the
just
heck
hit
is
me.
Blood Whip?
Brewer whip. It's kind of
Oh,
like a
Cruer Whip.
green. It's like a flame blade, like the where you make a weapon and you smack people with it.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
literally,
it
he
was,
would
yeah,
have
it
done
was one
that,
of
and
those
he would
weapon
have just hit.
summon
He
spells.
would have just hit Dermo in the face, and he would have just been standing there.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be funny. Luckily, the party is now free from the quicksand. Although, I guess, are you technically now in the middle still of the hazard? I don't know.
Yes, we
I
currently
guess you are, right?
Yes. We either go back the way we came, or we continue with my amazing skills.
Yeah, so I
I-
did say that this region was rather large. So I think the way that I initially described it, although maybe I shouldn't have described it this way, was that you didn't actually really go that far. So you can try to continue, or it will be easy to go back and then try to go around this area, which will waste some time, but it will be safer, maybe.
Dermo's gonna be laying on his back, like catching his breath. And he's gonna tell everyone. He's gonna say, "I did a really good job up until that point."
Wait, you can turn into a spider?
We'll get to that in a minute.
Well, this is actually kind of very useful information for me. That means I can just have Striggy bring you around anywhere you need to be.
Oh, that is actually a fantastic thing that we definitely will have to use at some point. That's actually a great. Wait, would Striggy eat me though?
Coincidentally, Jibble could do the same. He could turn into a raven. So we got a couple options there if we wanted to go that.
That's real. Yeah, we have a flying creature. Wait, we have two, don't we? Don't we have an owl or something? Oh no, yeah, duh. I'm an idiot.
Striggy
Don't
is an
answer
owl.
that.
Yes.
Don't answer that.
Triggy is an owl, and then Jibble is. He
Yeah,
can
I
turn into
realized
a
as
couple
soon as I
things.
open my mouth, I'm an idiot. It's okay.
Right, he's usually a rat when we're traveling on the ground, but he can take shape of a raven too, and
Oh,
a
that's pretty
spider.
cool. Okay.
He can be a spider as well.
Right, but he's not as cool of a spider as me.
I explained to Dermo in very long and scientific, magical ways how Find Familiar works, and that we can actually change the shape of our familiar however we want.
I'm pointing the whole time he's talking. I'm just pointing at him and nodding.
Yeah, I'm like,
That. What are you saying? That. Pretty much.
Oh, you know,
I just really like owls, which is why I have Striggy as one, but Striggy can be any small woodland creature,
while
really.
he's explaining this in very deep detail, you know the John Mulaney thing where he talks about Ice-T on NCIS or whatever, where he like is basically like a 5-year-old learning information. I'm gonna talk like that, repeating what he's saying like a 5-year-old learning information.
To say, Jibble can take whatever form he likes, but he's most comfortable as a rat, and Jibble will nod.
Yeah.
I'll say, Jibble likes eating trash without judgment, and he'll nod again.
Yep. I'm very oblivious and not very conscientious, so I usually have Striggy be an owl to keep an eye on things while I'm distracted.
Striggy's like major utility for you. You don't really see him as a. I mean, he is kind of a companion, but I can't think of a time when you've been like, I'm gonna like call him over and like pet him or whatever. I don't think
Striggy's a coworker.
Yeah,
They're a fiendish spirit that used to be loyal to Zeros.
Cephalos is much too pragmatic for that.
Yeah, Jibble's a good bud. He work friend as well, you could say. But just real reliable, and in these kind of areas, you don't have a lot of reliable. So when you got something like that, you just become good buds, right, Oz?
Yep.
Say we don't got much,
The
but whatever
longer
sticks
between the
around,
ants.
we keep around.
You know, it's like when you ask your dad something and he just like waits like 10 seconds before responding, and you know it's because he had to figure out if you wanted to hurt your feelings or not.
Oof.
I mean, I had a pretty toxic dad, but not like that.
Oh, maybe
When
my
I had to
dad.
worry about hurting my feelings, he just hurt me.
There you go. That's
I'm-
way better.
Oh dear.
Let's all, hey guys, we should do some therapy sessions.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
the
Next
VA
week,
tells me
no
that it
D&D,
doesn't do
just
anything,
therapy.
so I can't have a therapist.
Yeah, we're
either.
gonna do group therapy.
See, I think a therapist would be great, but don't worry, the government tells me it's not. It doesn't help, so I don't need one. So I feel
Oh,
better.
they don't give you
I
the
feel better
medical
already.
support. It's amazing.
It's
I love it.
unnecessary treatment, so I'm feeling better already knowing that. That's
Dude,
fixing up all
don't
my
you just
issues
love that
really
they can
good.
decide? Like, they can literally be like, that hole in your body, you don't need that. Just like, just deal with it.
Is this an American thing? I'm too Canadian to understand.
Yes.
No, this is an American thing
Yes,
that
it
you're
is.
to anywhere else to understand.
Yeah. To almost everywhere else.
Literally any other country in the entire world.
Oh, we're supposed to just give healthcare to people who can't afford it? Out of the 23 developed nations, only 22 have some kind of universal healthcare.
But guys,
Anywho.
what about freedom?
It
You
hurts.
guys got freedom?
You
Anyway.
gotta say it as dumb as possible. Only 22 of the 23 leading developed nations in the world have universal healthcare. Why would we do it? If they all jump off a bridge, are we gonna?
Yeah. Well, if they do,
Does that
they
bridge
go to
lead
the
to a hospital where I don't leave with a 5-digit bill for getting seen by a doctor for a cold? Because I'll jump off that bridge. Shit, I'll jump off
It
of it.
seems more funny because my mom works in healthcare and still can't afford like a healthcare bill.
Anyway,
There we go. Bring it back, Jim.
let's rein it back in.
All right, next session we have therapy and healthcare. We got
Yes.
this, boys.
Indeed.
I vote we
does-
take the long way around. Because
Yeah,
if
my
we
stick may not work too great.
like to be transparent, if I get caught in quicksand, I'll just teleport out. It's not a big deal for me.
Yeah,
but not everyone has that luxury.
Look, I thought I knew how to do this. I saw it on a show once.
Actually, everyone could have that luxury. You and I can just teleport out. Dermo can be a small insect that Striggy can fly around with. And
Or eat.
Oz, you're very naturey. I'm sure you'd be able to find your footing. So I'm not too concerned now that I really think about it.
I'll look at Oz and I'll say, just don't lead the pack anymore, bud. Let someone with a little more escapability be up front. And I'll pat him back on the back like he did when he got out of the sand.
So if we're gonna do this, Dermo's not gonna turn into an insect because he is actually worried that Striggy would try to eat him. He'll turn into a snake.
I pick up Snake Dermo and I say, "Don't worry,
Snake.
Striggy's not actually an owl. They're more of a demon, but demons don't eat. At least not Avernic demons."
I'll point,
Okay,
I'll point the whole
and
time
Dermo
again and
the
I'll
snake
nod.
will look
I'll be
at
like,
him and
"Get
say,
it."
and he will have literally nothing behind his eyeballs because my intelligence level is matching a snake. So I will look at
No,
him and just
you do keep your
not
intelligence.
understand.
Did you
Oh, do
just
I?
use your second wild shape to turn into a different animal?
He asked me to, yeah. He wanted me to go to, so he could
When-
fly me over.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, man, we're spending spell slots today. We doing it.
Or not.
What kind of snake are you? Like a real small one, like that judgmental shoelace snake?
Oh no, I'm like the most judgmental
Guess not
snake you
one.
can find. I have so
So,
much expression.
did I
on my
hear
face,
that
but
right?
Always sadness.
Striggy is gonna take Snake Dermo in the air.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen, snake mode.
What's
Why can't we
what's the
understand it?
carrying capacity of an Avernic swallow?
The
Dang it, I
owl.
was gonna say Avernic or Chthonian.
Yeah, there you go. The Judgment Shoelace.
I love the Judgment Shoelace.
Um,
All right, you ready for this?
yeah, I was gonna say, what if, and hear me out here, DM,
Yeah.
Jibble rode on Striggy's back as he flew.
Okay,
A
what is the
rat
carrying
riding,
capacity of?
riding
A
on
rat
an owl's
riding
back?
a
Yeah.
owl carrying a snake that
You
is
could-
a druid.
Well,
Wait, why does it sound like the scorpion and the frog?
I'm gonna say that he can carry the rat or the snake, but not both.
Can he
Yo, this is
carry
the
the
quest.
rat,
If he
and
was
then the
like-
rat carries the snake?
If
Then the
if
snake-
instead of a
This is the
snake it was something like really, really small, like a bug, I would be like, yeah, whatever.
What if it was a flying
this-
snake?
This is the quest with the fox, the chicken, and the grain.
Yeah, it is.
No, just fly the snake.
Wait, hold
over
on,
and then
guys,
fly
guys.
the
I
over.
have an answer for this. I have an answer for this. The carrying capacity of an owl, I just did the math,
Yeah.
is 8 pounds.
How did you do the math?
He did the math.
Because based
Did
on
the
strength
monster
score,
math.
Oh
based
my
on the
did the
strength
math.
score, and its size, it
You
can carry
applied the
9
size
pounds.
penalty.
Yes, I added the size.
Does an
penalty.
owl even weigh 9 pounds?
He
It
did
doesn't
the
matter if
math.
he weighs 9 pounds. He can do an upward draft of more
A
than
great
9 pounds.
horned
of weight
owl
force.
only weighs 3.5 to 4 pounds. It cannot carry
Right.
double its weight.
No. It's not
It's
about
an
his weight that
owl.
he's carrying. He's using upward draft of his wings to create 10
Unlaid-
pounds of
An
downforce.
Avernic owl.
You keep forgetting, GM. It's a literal demon
Oh my
in
god.
owl form,
Yeah,
We're
but
gonna
it takes
fight you on this.
it takes the stat block of the owl when it's in that shape.
which
wait,
can
wait,
carry
wait,
9 pounds according to
How much
5e.
There you go.
How much do you think a damn snake
How
weighs?
heavy
What the
is
hell?
the snake is the next
Most-
question.
Yeah, but maybe the snake counts as medium or heavy armor and prevents the flight attribute.
The snake is armor. That is the
Oh,
ultimate
it's
DM.
scale armor.
Is the snake wrapping
Scale
around?
mail.
Scale armor.
Oh, it's scale mail.
Oh
Okay,
shit,
yeah,
you're right.
yeah. If he's armor, he's not wearing the snake. He's carrying it. Can you still fly if you're carrying armor?
Also, winged tieflings can fly with medium armor. I don't know what you're talking about.
And also, lots of other things, and that's why Jibble should ride on his back. DM.
Okay, I don't care anymore. It can
I don't
carry
care.
one.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, I
can
don't.
carry-
I don't want Jibble to ride on his back. I just wanted to make a scene.
It can carry one animal of small-ish size at a time.
Just ferry
DM
us over.
question:
Take
is
whatever
a
time.
demon an animal? Because Jibble's a demon.
Creature. Oh my god.
And we're back to square one.
Ah.
Alright, just ferry us over. Take us one at a time. It's easier
Torture
that
we
way.
put Zade through.
How to torture the DM over semantics.
Alright, so
I
the
actually,
owl carries
Snake Mo.
Snake Dermo,
No, Snake Mo.
Snake Mo
Thank
over
you.
the large area of quicksand. And he gets across. Who then? He can't carry anybody else to the party. What was the point of that? Just to get
Because
Dermo?
He wants to carry Jibble.
most of the other people in the party, if we get caught in quicksand, have an answer.
Okay.
That like
All right.
won't require a skill challenge. We just like use a spell slot and say no, never mind.
All right. Good
What
enough.
if Dermo was like Ekans? His name switched around when he became a snake.
Yeah.
He's Tom
Wait,
Red
Dermo
the
backwards.
snake right now.
Tom Brett?
Tom Red. I imagine you're a red
Tom
snake.
Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Red. the
Tom
snake.
Red.
His name's
Wait, but
Tom
the
when
T-
he's in snake form.
Wait,
He's
wait,
Tom
wait,
the
real
red
quick.
snake. Dermo Tom
Well,
the red
T is,
snake.
the T is silent, so like, isn't it Omred?
Yeah, that's fine. You're the red snake.
Hey guys, I like how the revealed part of the map has gone from penis to person twerking.
What?
Yeah, if you kind of like
How-
zoom out,
How
it kind of
is-
looks like a guy twerking against a wall.
Oh my god. Why do they have a tumor on their lower back?
Akuma.
Yo, I don't know. He should consult his doctor.
Where are
Yo,
their
he's
arms?
Puma.
like crazy.
Also, why is it revealed for the stream, but when I go to look at it on mine, I don't see, like, the
Oh,
Slayer
You had that issue
Tower.
last week too.
You don't see the Slayer Tower?
Try
Yeah, he had
squinting
that
more
issue
good.
last week too.
Here,
Oh,
I'll
here.
refresh.
Now
No,
can you
because
see the
remember
Slayer
he
Tower?
wasn't. No,
Okay,
when
let me know when
you
you're back in.
revealed it, his character wasn't logged in, so it didn't reveal it for him. We had
Yeah,
that issue last week.
I have a light bulb on that one here. Are you back in?
It's loading.
Okay, let me know when it's done loading.
Okay.
Meanwhile, who is going to be leading the pack now through the rest of the quicksand?
Snake Mo will. He will use his snake arms to direct traffic.
His snake arms. Of course. It seems so obvious now.
By the way, Dermo does not switch back
no, I
yet.
can't
He is
see the
just gonna
guy
wriggle around
twerking.
the snake.
Oh, I can see the Slayer Tower now.
Can you see it now that the light's off?
Yeah, I can see the Slayer Tower.
It's
I
revealed.
don't see, like, this or this.
What? Oh.
And I don't see this.
You don't see
You
any
know-
of that part? Are you kidding? Oh my god.
DM, please
Yeah,
do not
Like,
reveal the
here, I'll
entire
show
map.
you what I can see. I see this.
I'm gonna try not to reveal the whole map like I
This.
did last week.
You know, it's not really that important. I can always look at the stream.
Yeah, it's not that
Oh.
DM,
important. but for
just
some
reveal the
reason,
whole map. Make it
getting-
easier for us all.
It keeps getting the light or the fog of war keeps getting reset.
It's fine. It is not the biggest
I don't
deal.
know, man.
I don't like. It doesn't really bother me personally because I know where we came from.
There.
Where did we come from? Where did we go?
I'm never
Where did we
doing a
come
hex
from
scroll
on the
map
red
again.
snake?
At least not on Foundry. Alright,
Okay,
there.
thank you for getting the twerking man for me.
Yeah.
Very good. Throwing it back at Paterdomus.
Throwing it back.
Double caked up like crazy.
Alright,
Uh,
who's leading the charge through the rest of Quicksand?
Honestly, even though Jared said not to, I think Oz is the most qualified person to help us through this hazardous, like, minefield of quicksand pockets.
I don't know if that's entirely true. Apparently, I don't know shit about quicksand.
Think fast.
It's okay,
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
just
you did
mansplain
it.
quicksand lore to you.
He did
And see
have
how
that
much of it
check where You
sticks.
got like a 2. Was it a nature check?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, but if you just are looking for the squishy spots,
Just start shooting arrows and seeing if they like sink into the ground.
throwing rocks everywhere.
I'm not convinced it works that way.
I'm not convinced about anything either. I'm a snake.
Snack.
Eakins.
Uh,
Arr, bot.
yes. High rope around my waist.
You don't even have
Alright,
to do
you
anything.
got this.
There's already a rope with a circle in it.
And start walking slowly.
Alright, give me a survival check, sir. You get to do a whole nother skill challenge now. Oh, wow, look at that. Alright, now what do I do? Well, you start going, you get another good distance across before you start to slip down quite a bit, but you guys are kind of ready for it now, right? So the two other of you grab onto the rope. It takes you a minute or two, but you manage to get him out of there. Although it was no less frightening than the first experience.
It's like when you're on a
after
trampoline
that-
and you jump higher than you think you should. So like your stomach falls and you're like weightless for a second, but you're not ready for it. It's just a terrifying feeling.
So after that, you continue on, but you move significantly more slowly than you were before. And so you waste about an extra hour's worth of travel time getting the rest of the way through this area. But you do
I'm gonna
manage to
say
make it to the other side of
when they make it to the other
quicksand
side, Snakemo is
area.
still there, just laying completely 100% flat, rolling back and forth like a rotisserie hot dog.
Why is he doing that?
I don't know. Why not? He's bored. He's had to sit here for like a while.
Okay.
Don't DM me to not have fun, okay?
I'm gonna
This is
I'm gonna
this is what you can do.
I'm gonna make the judgmental shoelace face at you because you're.
What's my time on Wild Shape? Is it an hour?
I think it's like your level over 2 hours or something.
It's half your druid level, pretty sure.
Half your druid level hours. So that's
so 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you still
So
have
I'm gonna still be a snake when they get there, just rotisserie hot dog rolling around in
so you
circles.
still have like an hour left or something.
Yep. And I'm gonna just be swirling in circles until I see Zephylos, and I'm gonna turn into like a little circle and slither up to him.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll pick up Dermo and
I'm
keep
gonna
him
like
as my trick up
wrap
my
around
sleeve.
his arm. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap around his arm and like tuck my way out, but like a laser wristwatch. I'm gonna just like stick my head out of his little robe sleeve.
Oh yeah. By the way, even when wild shaped, you still have the benefit of mage armor.
Yeah, so my scales are glowing slightly blue.
You're like an armored snake.
Dude, I am like the ultimate creature. I don't have a gag reflex though, so just remember that.
I just did like a shrug in real life.
Uh-huh. Right, noted.
Okay.
All right, we
All right.
continue, GM.
Continue by choosing a tile to go to next.
West.
Let's
West
go
is
north, southwest.
East.
Let's
West?
go. Can we go north, southwest?
No Weestus?
North, south.
Yeah, let's go north, southwest. We got it.
I have a feeling this is a meta feeling where I vote right, but I have a feeling the place we want to be is actually here. The nature grotto. I think we fucked up.
You think we walked right past it, and then the
know where
DM
we're
wouldn't
going,
have
so-
told us, so we walked right past it?
Yeah, that's my Dan hunch is that we were going too
Dan
much to the right.
We're gonna end
Who
up just ending
knows?
up in the city. It's fine. No, I actually
Could be
didn't see it when
anywhere.
he revealed the whole city, but I feel like if I had actually seen it in time, it would have been literally like the first tile that we chose was like one to the left of it.
See,
and we've just been completely avoiding it
I
this
might have-
whole time.
I don't know that I mentioned it before, but it is in fact not even labeled on this map. I just have the location that I want it to be in my head.
Oh,
Sweet.
cool.
But anyhow, east was it?
It's my
East.
vote.
You say that like we haven't been going east for the past 2 sessions.
Well, see, earlier Dan was like this, so it was like not. I don't know.
I don't even know
could
what
have
this is. I can't see what you're
Been
saying.
he pointed like 2 tiles east and 1 tile north as I recall,
I
or
gotcha.
like 3 and 1 or
He was
something.
trying to be a knight. He was trying to be a
Before.
knight doing his L-shaped move.
Well, I was being vague, like this direction,
Yeah. Okay, I'm moving. We'll move it east.
because
Okay.
we know it's directly south of Canifis, relatively.
Yes, that was the information.
That was the hint we got.
That was the hint. Okay. You continue in the easterwardly direction.
Easterwardly direction.
Easterwardly. It's a real word.
Easterward.
Quickly checking some statistics. All right. You continue onward for about another hour or 2 through the nasty swamp. At which point, Dermo, you notice something unusual.
That I'm a person again.
What? Oh yeah, you're back to normal shape now.
Yeah.
You notice
Thermo
something.
notice.
You notice something unusual. A tree,
Hey, I'm free.
like a regular tree, not like a dead
hit.
tree, not like a swampy tree. It's just like a small. It's only like 4 feet tall. Of
I
just
hiss at the
a
tree.
regular tree that you might see in a temperate climate, which
I
it
hiss
really
at the tree and I
it could
slither
be
up to it. And yes, I
it,
know I'm Dermo now.
it could be really easy to pass up, but it really sticks out to you once you notice it.
I'm gonna immediately beeline to it.
Dermo sways off off away from the party without saying anything.
I know how they'll do. They'll follow me.
Der-
Or not.
Dermo, where are you going?
Come.
Okay.
And then immediately falls in quicksand.
Yeah, more quicksand.
Can we do the third skill check for quicksand for this session, please?
No.
No.
Let's see. Also, let me keep up the line. There we go. So Derma brings you over, and what you all see is, as I said, it's a very small tree. It's only about 4 feet tall. The trunk is only about, I don't know, 2-3 inches in diameter. But strangely, it seems to be in perfect health. A tree that you might find in Misthalin, in the woods. Not like any that you've seen in the swamp so far.
Can I like put my hands on it? Is this like an actual tree? Is it like an illusion?
Yeah, you touch the tree, and you can feel it. Doesn't seem like it's an illusion.
Could I get on my hands and knees and see if it's like a tiny doorway at the base?
There's a very small nature spirit in there. No, it's a very small
like a
man named
dollhouse.
Filliman Tarlock in the base of the tree. I forgot your question. What was your question?
I want to get on my hands and knees and inspect the base of the tree.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
I want to see if Chowder's there.
Chowder.
You remember that episode? That was such a fucking horrible episode. It was
I
amazing.
think so. Wait, the one where he turns small? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, where they go small and go inside the tree thing and they have to like get out.
Yeah.
God, I love Chowder. Such a good show.
It looks like an ordinary tree. It's very weird.
Like is it actually planted or is it like just there?
No, it's growing in the ground.
What the hell? Is there anything here? Like, can I look around and see if there's anything that's like? Because this is like a mirage. This is like a tree mirage.
Make
Or
everybody make a perception check. I'll make one for Dermo. Okay, Dermo got 12. Oz, you have a look around. Visibility in the swamp is not great, but you can see far enough away to see some details off in the distance. Did you roll twice?
What?
Did Oz roll twice? I see 2 rolls.
There was a survival skill check from earlier.
Oh,
No
I
perception.
thought that was also perception. Big brain. Yeah, you have 22. My bad. So Oz, you are the first to notice. A little bit further to the north, you see that there is a what looks to be a lovely little nice and green and bushy bush, which also seems to stand out in a peculiar way, like this tree.
Guys, we're about to find a picnic.
I'll point out the bush. I've never seen a bush like that in all of Mauritania.
That's what I said to my wife.
Oh man, I've said that one before.
Oh.
If I had a dollar for, if I had a gold for every time I said that one, out here in the swamp, Oz.
Yeah, that's how you get ladies, huh? Ooh, that's a bar talk right there.
I would like to recount my previous statement.
Oh, it's out there, Oz. We know how you like it now, bud. And I'm gonna give him another. I'm gonna give him another firm pat on the back.
You
are
said you
getting
wouldn't tell
lots
anyone.
of shoulder pats.
I'm not telling anyone. You're the one telling everyone. What are you talking about? You're the one telling everyone. I'm gonna.
This
light
is
up
why
the
we don't
smoke.
drink after quicksand.
I'll pick up a stick and I'll poke the bush.
It
that how you do
too
it, bud?
seems like it is not an illusion, but rather a regular bush. And once you are here, you can see that there is a small but consistent number of similar bits of flora that seem to kind of stand out and do not seem very swampy at all in this area. Yeah. They seem to be, at least from what you can immediately see, there's more of them to the northish direction than the south.
Hmm.
While everyone's doing these investigations, can I start ritually casting detect magic?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see if the tree is growing any form of berries or any fruit?
You find nearby there is a bush that has a small number of berries on it.
Can I sit down and eat them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that until someone has something for me to do.
They taste okay. They're not ripe.
Ah, that's okay.
They're a little hard.
Same.
Oh. What is everyone else doing while Dermo munches on some hard berries and Cephalos ritually casts a spell?
Investigating all of this plant, this tree. What the heck?
Yeah. It is
Oh, bro.
definitely
Okay.
an unusual sight. Would Oz be familiar with the plant life of temperate climates,
No.
like regular forests? Okay. Would he have heard anything about said plant life? Like even like a description of a bush or a coniferous tree or something?
I don't know if he's met anybody that's been outside of Mauritania.
Okay, so probably not really. I mean, I guess there are like quote unquote regular trees. It's just most of them are like dead or like slimy and gross.
Or it's very sparse. They don't grow very well
Yeah.
either because
Or
of
I
the
guess
lack of sun.
I guess in the haunted woods there's like, what are they called, like HE trees? What are those like weird trees
Yeah,
that
you're
are
right.
in RuneScape?
What's it called?
In the
Bark.
swamp.
Bark.
Bark. Split bark trees. That's not what
No,
they're
not
called.
blood bark. It's what's that armor called? Something bark.
Split bark.
Split bark.
Oh, hollow trees. That's what they're called.
Yeah, hollow split
Anyway,
bark.
he might be familiar with those. But I guess there are normal quote unquote trees here. They're just usually in crappy condition. You've never seen trees like the ones that you're seeing here, sparsely, kind of all around, in such seemingly healthy condition with bright green leaves.
I just gotta say, that sounds like a fantastic band name. Dermo and the Hard Berries.
I guess.
Yeah, that's
You can do
my
a
new
collab
band.
with the Cranberries.
I don't like them. They're too sweet.
Zombie. Be right back though.
Okay.
We should have continued
Zephylos,
north, like this,
you
these,
finish
what's it called?
your casting, and Dermo, you finish eating those mediocre berries.
I have really hard teeth, so it didn't really bother me.
All right. Do I yield any results?
Good question. I don't think you would. Um, you don't feel any magic coming from each of the unusual trees. Uh, there could be something magic here at play, but it is not the trees themselves, it seems.
So
Or
you
the
said that you
plants, I should
continued
say.
north, though, like in a northerly direction, more of these uh, healthy trees.
Yes.
Could Dermo start kind of like slowly hobbling with his staff, following the trail of healthy trees, and he'll call out to Zephylos saying, "I think these are a path."
Yes.
But because he ate so many berries, he'll say like, covered in berry, just completely.
You can try to follow sort of the increase in the concentration of these healthy plants
Yeah, I
by
will. And
making
if I see any more berries, I'm gonna keep picking them and seeing if any are right.
we'll call that a survival check, I guess.
Let's do it.
See how good a job you do. Oh, right, that's my job today.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I'm trying over here. Okay, you got a 19.
You have such wild rolls as me.
I
It's
feel like, yeah, I
insane.
feel like I've rolled really high today
But
as
then you've also rolled
Dermo.
terribly. You've rolled like some of the rolls are amazing, and some are literally like the dog doo doo.
So, with the 19, you lead the group slowly toward the more concentrated areas of these healthy plants. Um, Eventually, the healthier plants grow larger and even more numerous than the swampy plants, until eventually um, you have entered what seems to be a almost a forest um,
Oh,
of large trees and bushes and shrubs. It's not like super dense, um, but there's trees and there's grass, like dry ground and grass. Um,
could Dermo roll around in the grass for a second?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh
it
yeah.
doesn't. After you've reached this area where it has like almost completely transitioned to a different environment, only within a couple of minutes of walking, um, you soon find a perhaps even more unusual sight, which is what seems to be a small. There's like a large clearing that's maybe I don't know, 200 feet in diameter. Uh, Inside, there's a little stream with an island in the center with a really big tree right in the middle of that island.
I'm gonna turn to Zephylos and say, I think I may have eaten some rotten berries. I'm definitely seeing things.
No, you're not seeing anything. This might be one of the things we were looking for.
Well, we were looking for it. We definitely found it.
I'll do the detect magic thing where instead of sensing with a radius, I make it so that I can see magic and I look at the tree in the island.
That's a thing? What is that?
Yeah, it's we're like vision, like things that are magical glow for like 10 minutes or something.
Here, let me post detect magic.
Yeah.
Have you never played a Morrowind?
Presence of magic within 30 feet. Sensitive in this way, faint aura around the day. Like a trend. Where does it say that you can see?
That's an action. You can see faint auras around magical creatures or objects. And you
Oh
can see
yeah.
what school of magic they're.
Yeah. The you're trying to look at like the tree or like because it
Well, I
is more
mean-
than the 30 feet away from you.
Okay. How far away is it?
You'd probably have to get across the stream to get within the radius of the tree.
Sure. How big's the stream?
It is not that big. It's only about maybe 10 or 15 feet wide. Doesn't look that deep either. You could probably just wade through it. But of course you'd be all wet.
We have learned something about wading through liquid type objects today.
Yeah, I'll look at the others and see if they're following, but I don't feel like getting wet, so I went Misty Step.
Classic. Alright, you poof to the other side of the stream. And you are now on what seems to be a tiny little island with not much here except for a big-ass tree. How does everyone else come along?
I'm gonna just wait. Is there like a bridge?
Not immediately that you can see. But you could probably just walk through the water if you had to, or
Yeah, I
maybe
was
even
gonna say.
jump with a check. I don't think anyone has 15 strength to do the jump.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
would
go ahead
a
and just
15-foot
walk
jump.
it.
I'd test the water, see what it's like.
It is it's nice and cool. It is not quite as murky as the regular swampy water.
Yeah, I'll just walk in.
Yeah, you wade into the water, you get across no problem.
Why do you make it seem like someone else is not gonna make it through no problem?
I didn't say that. I gotta keep you guys on your toes though.
My toes are very big. It's hard for me to stand on them.
Does Dermo come across?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and try to come across. I don't know if I will.
You do indeed get across. And nothing kills you.
Hey, congratulations, me.
Also, I'm gonna say that the party has moved to this space here now. What with following the trees and whatever. So, the party finds themselves on a small island surrounded by a thin stream with a very, very large tree at the center. As you explore around a little bit, you actually find some signs that someone has been here pretty quickly, just on the opposite side of the tree, previously hidden from view.
See a bowl of porridge.
You find a couple of just kind of random possessions, as well as like a small table and a chair. There's a little teacup that's been mostly drunk, sitting on the table. You also notice that there's like the tree's roots kind of stick up out of the ground a little bit, such that the bottom there's clearly like a trail where someone has walked into like some kind of opening underneath the tree. As you can see, the dirt or the grass is kind of like faded to show a little trail.
Weird. Are we all together on this island now?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Shab is still gone though. I don't know how much further I want to go while he's away.
I will pause. Can I enter a cheat code?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
What does that
I'm
mean?
gonna do RB1, RB2, circle, circle, square, triangle. wanted to turn on big head mode.
What game is that from?
I don't know. I just made it up while I was saying it.
Okay.
It just reminds me of like the old Spider-Man 2 game, you know?
Hmm. I had the Spider-Man 1 PS2 game.
It wasn't it amazing, like when that game came out, just like the open world and everything, it was just so crazy.
I don't think the first one had open world.
Well, quote unquote open world. It was like I know
was
Spider-Man 2 did. I don't know if Spider-Man
revisiting
1
it
did.
now, though. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with that PlayStation 2 game.
You know what's hilarious? Is I didn't get that game for a long time. I got the Game Boy version of it, and it was
Ugh.
not the same.
Game Boy ports of console or mobile ports of console games are like always terrible.
Yeah, it was actually a really fun game on Game Boy, but like it is not the same.
It's super rare for like a cross, I guess you could call it cross-platform games like mobile version to like actually not be garbage.
You know what though?
Is-
I will say one
yeah.
thing about it is there's no bad Spider-Man games in my opinion. All of them have been pretty decent.
I've only played, I think, the one.
Well, the new one on like the PS4 and stuff is apparently like amazing.
Oh yeah,
I'm
people say those were really
I'm
good.
getting a PS4 soon because my buddy's sending me one, and that's one of the first games I'm gonna buy for it. I'm not even a Spider-Man fan. That's the funny thing. Like I like Spider-Man, but like I've never been like into it. You know, it's like
Same.
I've liked the series, but it's not like I'm like following it. But Into the Spider-Verse was so good, I started wanting to be into Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Have you ever watched like how the animation stuff was done? They did so much amazing work on it.
Not really, no.
What did
Yeah,
miss?
so
Sorry.
like
we
Oh, he's back.
yeah,
never
sorry,
mind.
I'm back
Alright,
now,
we'll get
guys.
to that
Sorry.
later.
Yeah, we
we
We're talking
paused.
about Spider-Man.
We
We
paused
crossed
real
over.
quick.
My monitor shut off, so I couldn't hear past the point. I guess
Oh,
I wanted Jibble to kind of explore the area around to make sure it was land that went all the way around. I don't know how big it was. It was hard for me to hear from where it was.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, real quick, I entered a cheat code, so we all have really big heads right now.
Nice.
so
Goldeneye.
I don't know exactly where it cut off, but the party followed the denser areas of the healthy plants, entered an area that was almost like completely just like a normal temperate forest, and then found a small island surrounded by a narrow stream with a big
you asked
tree.
what everyone was doing, I would have had Jibble go around the island to just check out the surrounding area around the island, not on the island.
Yeah, gotcha. So,
But I heard people crossing over, and then that's what I would have done before I crossed over. And then right when Oz went across, and then my monitor shut off, and I couldn't hear you anymore. So
yeah,
I'm
okay.
back
So,
I
the
might
party
have to leave again
crosses.
quickly, but I'll hear you again.
Okay, the party crosses over the streams, gets onto the little island, has a walk around the big tree, notices some signs of someone being there recently, including a table and a chair outside with a partially drank cup of tea. They also notice signs of someone kind of like coming in and out of an alcove underneath the roots of the tree, as evidenced by a worn sort of dirt path near the root, near the base of the tree.
The fruits that were being consumed by Dermo earlier, did those look like the ones that Jibble brought back to me last night?
No, they did not.
Can I look at those berries now and give them to Oz and be like, oh yeah, Jibble came back with something before all that happened, before we had to scramble base and grab our shit and run, and I'll kind of pull out the little frond of berries and I'll say, you know what these are?
Do I?
The one good roll tonight's on berries. It'll be great. He's the berry master. Couldn't tell you about quicksand though.
Do I recognize these? Do I need to roll?
You gave me those berries, so I didn't know if they were important. I want to see if you.
Yeah, sure. Make a nature check really quick.
Ooh.
There's the nat 20.
You haven't seen these berries before.
I'm afraid not. They're new to me.
I'm going to.
You might ask the druid.
I'm gonna put one in my mouth as I hand. I did already, actually, is what I'll say. I was like, I did. He said he didn't know. I'm gonna pop one in my mouth and like taste it. Damn.
It is a little
Instantly
sour, but it's fine.
I'll bite into it.
It's all right. It's a little mushy as well.
I'll spit it out and I'll say, not for me. And I'll kind of drop him on the ground. This area we're in, there's shit growing all over, you said, right?
Yes. You're basically in the middle of a regular old forest, although it is still shady due to the clouds.
Can I try to look for some food? I know it's been slim pickings and I have none right now. That's kind of on my mind.
Yes.
Can I see if I can forage some fruit or mushrooms or whatever I could find in this area?
Do you want to find something like really quick or like stop for a while to gather a bunch
If
of
they're
food?
all in the tree talking to Tree Man, I'm gonna be out here and spend my whole time with Jibble. I'm gonna say,
Okay.
go look for food. I'm gonna say, if I don't eat, you don't eat, and like he gets it, and he's gonna run off.
All right.
Say, don't come back until you have enough to feed yourself, because I'm not going to unless I have enough for me.
Okay. Maybe we will handle that after we know how much time they spend with potential tree man.
The Tree Man.
Okay. The other three. What do you do?
I want to move towards the area where we saw someone walking in and out, and I want to try going in to the tree, or at least a alcove that it's guarding.
Yeah. So you go over to the base of the tree, perhaps slowly and carefully, and you begin to duck your head under some of the overhanging roots there to see that there is indeed like a little kind of trail that leads down slightly underground, further underneath the base of the tree. And eventually you don't quite make it to any kind of like open area in there before you see someone turn a corner that this path is following and nearly bump into you. And that someone is, in fact, does not really appear to be a someone, but more like a something. Before you stands some sort of ghost-like creature of a humanoid. They have this long, unkempt hair that's like messy. They're translucent like a ghost and have a sort of whitish tint. They wear these extremely plain and long robes, and it appears to be a somewhat elderly man, like maybe 60 man. He's also got a long,
Your viewers are going to be
sort of
so
bushy
mad
beard.
that you're calling 60 elderly.
Yes, my two viewers. So it nearly bumps into you, and as soon as it notices you, it's very startled. It goes, oh! And then you hear it go, ooh, 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 ooh.
And it would have been really nice if we still had Khan on our team, huh?
You know, he would have really appreciated you hearing that. You know, saying that, but he never got to hear it before he left. So yeah, live with that.
Well, I wouldn't know that.
It probably would have kept him in the group. Nah, probably not. He was
I
tired of
don't
that
think
shit.
that would have kept him in the group.
all the Zaro shit. He was like, "What? I don't know what this cult is, but I'm gone."
Yeah. Well, I look up the weird spirit, and I'm confused as hell because, as far as I know, I wasn't looking for a spirit. I was looking for a person. So, Cephalus is going to reactively take a couple steps back and say, what are you?"
Ooh, 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 ooh. He does while like miming as if speaking like a regular person.
Somewhere in Varrock. Meanwhile, none of us have the amulet.
We already
Who-
learned that like ghosts
I
have the weird like you can't
I
understand them thing.
it was my understanding that the amulet was passed to someone that still remains in the
It
party.
definitely was not, and it was my understanding that I verbalized that when Khan finally left.
Oh my
I
god.
do
Yeah, he did
remember
say
this.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, well this will
I
be
said
fun.
that's what I said. Meanwhile, somewhere in Varrock, just like the
Ah.
cutscene over to Khan doing whatever he is doing in Varrock with
Zoom,
the
yeah,
amulet
wait.
slow
on.
Do you
zoom
Probably.
in
think
on the
Khan gets
amulet
one of
that's
those?
still on his neck.
Yeah, yeah, on his hip. Do you think he gets like one of those tingles in the back of his head? Like, I feel like I should be doing something right now.
It's like he just
Must
looks
be
up. He
nothing.
looks up for. You want to
He
roleplay
just
that?
got he just got a
Like
Discord
wherever we are, it's like
notification.
I'll look up. It's like, brother, I have the weirdest sensation.
What is your sensation?
It is like as if finally we are needed somewhere here. Anyways, and I'll go back to hammering.
Oh my god.
All right, so remembering the debacle in the Lumbridge Cemetery, I want to say like, listen, I can't understand you. Nod if you can understand me.
It goes ooh, oh, and then it nods.
Hey, we're
Okay,
moving.
listen. We're going to do a up and down nod for yes, side to side for no. We gotta do a bit of charades here, because again, I can't understand you for the life of
Do
me.
a backflip for I don't know.
It looks really confused.
Yeah.
But kind of like gives a little nod to oblige.
Yeah. Okay, I'm out here looking for a friend of Father Drezel. Do you know Father Drezel?
His eyes open like a little wide, and he nods with a bit of enthusiasm.
GM, what was the name of his friend that we are looking for? I don't want to
Filliman
wiki it.
Tarlock was the
Filliman
name of the
Tarlock.
friend you were looking for.
Do you know a Filliman Tarlock?
He goes, ooh, ooh, and he points at himself.
Oh, okay. That is a development. Hi, Filliman. My name is Zephylos. I'm a wizard
Ooh,
of Misselin.
ooh,
I thought we were looking for a man, not a spirit.
Well, you know what men do when they die? They become spirits, I say, whispering to him.
And women, hey,
That's some
come
shit,
on.
boy. Think about that, Oz.
When people die, they are dead.
Damn, boy, but it's some fucking deep shit here at D&D.
Filliman, are you aware that currently you might not be as whole as one would assume?
He just raises an eyebrow.
Do you know you're dead?
He lowers his brows with confusion.
I want to take a rune
Go
out of my pocket and go to
He's
throw
looking
it
at
at
you
him.
like you're crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach for like a rune in my pocket and go to like throw it through him. Does he have collision?
The rock goes through him, but he reacts as if it
No
actually hit
flips.
him, and he goes, ooh, ooh,
He
ooh,
knows
ooh. He looks
lagging.
angry.
Okay, I look over the others and I whisper, I'm like, guys, I don't think he can comprehend his current existence.
Can any
So-
of us really?
So we have to talk to him as if he's, still with us.
Well, he is with us, technically, if we're being honest here. He's just not with himself, technically.
You know what I meant.
Okay, sorry for being a little bit deep and thoughtful here. I'm just trying my best, man.
All right.
But I said that like Derma, not like me.
I'll look back at him and say, okay, sorry for that. You just look a little different than what I was expecting. But I don't know if there's weird magic at play. We can't understand you. There's a language barrier here. So you gotta work with us, okay?
He just starts speaking French.
That's what it's been this whole time.
Yeah. That's actually how French people sound.
Question. I take out some paper and a quill. And there's like a table nearby, right?
Yep.
I understand he has no collision, but maybe if he's like focusing is kind of like Patrick Swayze Ghost, where like he can like
Oh my
interact with
god.
stuff with
Are we
willpower.
really gonna put some phasmophobia right now?
I'm gonna put down the paper and quill and be like, can you write?
He like nods as if that's a stupid question. I guess it wouldn't be a stupid question in a medieval setting.
Yeah. Always in the medieval, you're like,
But
oh, of
he
course I know
nods.
how to write. I
Okay,
actually know how to write cursive, man.
I'll gesture to the paper and quill I left on the table and be like, here, try to. Let's see if this weird translation
Please.
magic affects your writing.
Please tell me he
So-
writes out woo woo woo.
You set down the quill and the parchment on the table, and he sits down, and you see him begin to write, and you watch very closely as he's writing, and he writes normally, but as soon as he has finished like a letter, it changes to something different.
Can you
And
see the
it
letter
just
before it was finished being written?
and you can see the letter as it's being written.
So could he quickly piece together what the word is being written by piecing together the letters before they changed?
Indeed, you can. So he starts writing, and he's writing normally, but the text seems to be magically changing as soon as he finishes writing a character to just a bunch of gibberish, like he's been making noises of.
So quickly decipher. It's kind of like the Matrix, when the letters are changing and you have to like quickly, figure out what letter it is. Do that. Do the Matrix, Zephylos.
Yeah, Zephylos will try to do that. Can I like do investigation to like piece it together?
I think you could just like. I don't know that it even would require a check. You just have to be closely watching him, and you wouldn't be able to translate it out after like he's immediately written.
You're a generous god.
So what do you ask him?
I'll say.
Or what did you first say? I don't remember.
Well, my first question will
Or
be.
but maybe the first one you wouldn't have quite been quick enough to translate. But what do you say next?
I'll say. So what are you doing in this awful swamp?
He writes, and you see I, and then L, and then I, and he writes I live here, and then it changes to gibberish.
Sure.
It's the
Okay.
word gibberish. It's not even like random. It's actually just like switches to the word gibberish written out. Gibberish woo 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 is what it says.
Okay. See, I want to try poking at his logic so that maybe he can realize his current existence. I'll be like, okay, if you live here, how do you protect yourself from the gas?
He writes a bit longer response here, but he says, my magic and the magic of this area deters them.
Zephylos thinks to himself, clearly not. You're fucking dead. Um. Okay. We're trying to get to a town in the swamp called Morton. Are you familiar with that town?
He pauses for a few moments, and he writes no.
Yeah. We were sent by the Kingdom of Misselin to
He flips open the
investigate.
page because you've asked a lot of questions, so you can start on the next side.
Yeah, he flips the parchment over.
Yeah, Zephylos will say, okay, we were sent by the Kingdom of Misselin to investigate the plotting of the vampires that live in this area. Do you know anything about them?
He writes a little.
A little of what?
He knows a little about the
I
vampires.
it was a dumb joke.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I realize that I only have so much paper and ink. So when I start thinking, and when I say, a wise hermit in a swamp actually once gave me a means of communicating with spirits. Ghost Speak was the name of the enchantment. Do you know anything of this magic?
He nods.
You wouldn't happen to be able to perform that enchantment, would you?
He holds his chin in his hand for a few moments, thinking. Raises an eyebrow, and he kind of like makes a little grimace and shakes his head.
Okay. Just because there's a lot of spirits in this swamp.
Imagine a ghost casting Ghost Speak on you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know anywhere in Mauritania we can seek out a means of doing Ghost Speak?
He writes, not that I can think of. Why?
There's an alarming amount of spirits in Mauritania that we've encountered. He says, not necessarily lying.
He kind of gives like an understanding, a slow like, okay, nod.
Okay. I'm trying to think back on our conversation with Dressel. Was there... He pointed us towards this guy. Was there anything he said that, like, this guy would be useful for specifically?
The thing that he mentioned was that he knew a way to overcome or like defeat the ghasts.
Oh, Dermo's gonna walk up to him and say, "Oh, you know, you've been here for quite a while. You must be hungry." And he's gonna pull out a ration and say, "Would you like something to eat?"
He thinks only for a short moment before he nods.
So I'm gonna go ahead and try to hand him the ration from my pack.
He he reaches out to grab it, and here's where I have to decide: do ghosts normally have the ability to interact with solid matter or not? I think they do.
You know my plan. Wah, wah, wah.
I think they do normally be able
Okay,
to
but
do
how's he
that.
gonna eat it?
Maybe.
Let him have
So
contact with it. How's he gonna eat it?
he does grab it. What did you give him?
Whatever my vegetarian rations are.
So like some vegetables.
Sure, veggies, fruits, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you hand him some vegetables, and he goes to start eating them. And you see him like bite into it, but it like doesn't go anywhere. But he's like still holding on to it. He like does
I'm
it
gonna
several
turn to
times.
Zephylos and give him a wink.
He's looking at you now like what? Why are you? What's going on? He's giving you
Well, I
that
wouldn't
look.
have been obvious. I wouldn't have
Oh,
been
okay.
like, yeah. I'm not like, this isn't like a prank channel on YouTube.
It's a prank, bro.
But he probably would still look at me like, wait, why the fuck can't I chew on this? Dermo can say, what's the matter? Are you not hungry?
He raises his eyebrow at you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Then he takes another bite. Another ineffective bite.
I'll gesture to the pen and paper again and say, sorry, just a couple more questions, I promise. Drezel told us that you have the ability to fight the gas or ward them off or something, and we've been harassed by them multiple times. Could you share that knowledge with us?
He writes, I don't even know who you are.
I've told you I'm a wizard sent by the King of Misselin. Surely you've come from there if you're friends with Drezel.
He writes, it is not a secret to be given away lightly.
It's a secret of life and death and a secret of self-defense. Surely there's no harm. Not like we're going to tell the Gaths on how they don't even speak. You know, who would we give it away to that'd cause harm?
He writes, if I could give it to everyone, I would, but I cannot.
Who can you give it to?
A very limited number of people, he writes.
And I think that would be the end of the paper. That seems like a decent amount of writing.
Oh, I got piles of paper.
I'm sure he's a
Pull out a
wizard.
back piece of paper. All right, we're doing a printer thing here.
All right.
Pull up your Palm
Here's the
Pilot.
thing. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I say, here's the thing though. There's not a lot of people in Mortania. Actually, I have not, except for a handful of others, ran into any regular human. So the odds of you having to give this away again are very slim. So
All the while he is still munching on the vegetable that I've been imagining that it was a zucchini.
It was definitely a zucchini. Does he think that he's actually eating it? Or is like he noticing that he's not doing anything while he's trying?
He he looks like he thinks he's eating it.
So he's like a dog. He's like a dog when you keep on doing like, you know, the laser pointer. Good to know. Okay. No, you know what? It's even better. It's like when you fake throw the bone and it's just right behind your back, but the dog's just like
Aw.
running and looking for it.
No.
Yeah.
all right, how can we convince you that we're worthy of whatever the secret is? Because we came a very long way to see you from Paterdomus.
You see him thinking once again.
Maybe the reason it's taking him to think so long is because he don't got no brain anymore.
Yeah. Now having a brain makes it hard to think. Trust me, I
Small
know.
brain. He says, he writes, I shall need some favor, perhaps. Or rather, I shall need to know that you are in good standing with the magic of nature.
Dermo will perk up.
We're in amazing standing with nature. My friend here is a druid.
Oh wait, real quick, it's 10:07.
He like
Can we get a
quickly
quick check on make sure everyone's awake?
Yeah, we can end here in a minute.
No. That was because he said 5 gold on 10:07.
Who
I wanted
said
to know if
5
I made
gold
too
on 10:07?
I think Chav did.
Oh, dang, okay.
Yeah, I was memeing. I said 15 gold, but nobody took it. So yeah,
Oof.
Danny's still awake. Great work, Danny.
Wow. Because
Hey,
I roped him
2
in
sessions
with
in a
this
row. Don't make a habit
social
of it.
thing.
Actually, it's not 2 sessions in a row. Last session,
You were dozing off.
Yeah,
a bit
last
there.
session we made all those memes.
Yeah, no.
Didn't we?
it was
He
the one
didn't want to
before.
be the butt of a joke again, so he's like, I'm gonna
Okay.
stay awake.
So as soon as Dermo says that he's a druid, you see the
druid?
ghostly Filliman like kind of perk up a little bit and like look over at him, start observing him.
Don't look too closely. I look like a monster.
He like after looking at him for several moments, he like furrows his brow a little bit and he goes, while gesturing over to him with a
I'm gonna
skeptical
show
look
him-
on his face.
I'm gonna show him my hundreds and hundreds of mushrooms and flowers growing off of my back spikes.
Is that what you have?
Oh yeah, have you not listened to the specific the instructions I said on my back spikes? They like stick out, but in between them, like almost like a ivy bush, it's like a patchwork of like grass, mushrooms, flowers and stuff growing out of like a almost like grassy patch on my
So,
back.
do you turn around to show him this?
Yeah.
So you turn around and he goes, So then
Yeah. I
he
get
like
that.
he like stands up, he goes over to you and he does like a sort of motion with his hands that looks very much like he's casting a spell. But you don't
get
see not like at you or at someone, but just like
I'm
kind of
joking.
in the air. He's like he looks like he's casting a spell, but you don't see like anything happen. And then he gestures towards you.
I'll perk up, look towards him.
Maybe he wants to see you do a druidy thing. Make those berries.
I will go ahead and use a. Quickly, do I have any what's it called? Cantrips that are not, or that are kind of druidic, or is it only my first level spells that have any kind of druidy stuff?
You have Shillelagh, Produce Flame, and Guidance.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll make my good cherries.
Okay. You make the good cherries.
I'm gonna go ahead and hand them out to the boys so that they can eat them, because otherwise they're gonna go to waste.
And
They only last for 24 hours.
what was it? D4. You get just the
Yeah.
one berry.
Oh, what was it? I think Garrett is the one who needed. He was out of food, right?
I think he was
I'm
off
out
in the
foraging, right?
forest.
I'm the only one that's not there for you to give it to.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep hold of it for Garrett, because I know that he had ran out of snail meat.
All right.
Brother, we're all out of snail meat. It's not just me. I know. It's a
Yeah,
bummer.
the snail meat
Okay,
is
I
gone.
know
I
we
think.
all have no snail meat, but you are the most out of snail meat.
Okay.
I'll agree.
So
Or at least
he
equally
watches
as
you
much.
he watches you cast good cherry, and
I make it like
Very-
way more like like how you can do something and add way more flourish than you really need to.
oh
I'm gonna do
yes,
that.
oh yes,
Twice
definitely.
as much cherry.
Yeah, you do like an extra little like flip of your hand when you cast it.
Yeah.
Um,
Little interpretive dance.
and make the berry appear. Uh, and he tilts his head with like a little smile. Um, and he gives you a nod. Um, and then he goes and he gestures as if he's casting a different spell, but he makes like much more dramatic, like full body kind of
Are we in
motions,
a rap
as if
battle of druids right now?
he's casting a much more powerful spell.
We're
Um,
literally doing a druid rap battle.
and
Can
and
I
once again you see nothing happen when he does this, and then he gestures towards you again.
can
What is
I
my?
question? Can I
God.
Arcana to see if he's like making the gestures of a specific spell?
Yeah, okay. See, the thing is, I didn't even know which one I was thinking he was gonna do.
So you have a guy casting spells, and you don't even know which spells he's casting.
It didn't matter before he asked. Oh, that's so funny. I was gonna have it be a third level spell, but I don't know what a third level freaking druid spells are. So
I don't either. 'Cause I don't have any.
when he casts this spell, oh yeah, you rolled really good. When he casts a spell, it looks like he is casting, um, no, that's much too big. Ah. It looks like he is casting, Erupting Earth.
Oh,
I'll whisper to Dermo and
Which you know
say,
to be a spell of the third level.
oh, I'll whisper to Dermo and say, do you know how to cast Erupting Earth?
I don't even know how to erupt Earth without casting it.
The first one that he did, you would have known not to necessarily be Goodberry, so like, yeah.
All right,
But
you
he
know what?
smiled at me.
Just cast your biggest, most impressive spell.
Okay. Do I have any like druidic second level spells?
You have Dark Vision, Enlarge, Reduce, Flame Blade, and Spike Growth.
Spike growth. I'll go ahead and grow some spikes out of the ground, and have them be like really cool looking, and like have them do like a wreath around me. Like, I'm not gonna like do it big enough to hurt anyone, but I'm just gonna do it to show off.
Yeah, so you cast the spell, and the undead Filliman looks and observes, and he smiles once again, gives you another nod.
He is
Um,
schooling me in this rap battle. I'm just gonna tell you that.
he then looks back toward the rest of the trio that is there with him, and he gives like a little like, yeah, okay, nod.
Yo,
Hey,
I think I just got the rep.
Just got some clout.
Got that street rep with the druid gang. I say, see, we're friends of nature. We respect nature. We just want safe passage. So, I mean, if you don't trust us, that's fine. But my friend here is a far-traveling druid. You know, if anyone can be trustworthy, it's at least him, right?
He rubs his chin, his beard once again. Um, After a few moments, he gives a little nod, and he gestures like holding up a hand to say like, wait here, and he goes underneath his tree.
My man
Right,
got a basement in his treehouse.
Dermo, can you ditch the sharp grass?
I'm gonna go ahead and scoop it up.
Sharp grass, slightly pointy weeds.
I imagine for me, spike growth is always like, you know, we're in a field of grass, and you turn the grass from like vegetation into like literal
Razor
metal.
blades.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go ahead and scoop it up and get rid of it.
Philemon comes back from inside the tree, and he places on the little table there a small object that looks like a little like bag that's filled with something. It is relatively plain, just kind of like a dull brown color. He sets it down on the bag, and he sits in the chair, and he begins to make sort of these rhythmic sort of hand motions, and you hear him making more noises, but they're unintelligible to you. And Zephylos, you probably immediately recognize he's probably just he looks like he's casting a ritual of some sort.
Okay, I don't really do anything in response, but I observe.
After it takes a while, so after 10 minutes, you see him make one final dramatic hand gesture. He waves his hands into the air and then down towards the pouch on the table. And then after a few moments, he brings his arms down and he picks up the pouch, but he furrows his brows again. He's looking at it and he's observing. He turns it over. And he like pauses for a moment. He like looks up, like he's thinking, and then he looks over at you guys. He like makes like a little grimace. He's like, wait. He like motions with his hand. He's like, wait, hold on. And then he's like starts doing the ritual again.
Hey, Dermo, how about you try your best to mimic him? Because maybe he's trying to cast magic, but he's also kind of dead. So maybe if you did that, maybe it'd work.
Okay, I'm gonna try and one-to-one mimic exactly what the foreman is doing with him. I'm gonna help him. Like I'm gonna make it look like I'm trying to help him, but I'm really just trying to copy him.
Yeah, so he doesn't notice you at first because for parts of the ritual he has like his eyes closed. But then he looks over at you and he's like still doing it. But then he notices you trying to like mimic him, and he gives you this look like, what are you doing? Like, what is this?
I'm
But
learning from a great master of druid magics.
He doesn't pause his ritual. He keeps going and just ignores you for the time being. And then he finishes a hit again. He makes again this dramatic motion with his arms toward the pouch on the table. And once again, it seems like nothing has happened. He picks it up and he's like looking like a little frustrated now.
Did I learn any new druid spells by doing that really amazing job there?
Not quite. But he sets it down. He's like looking a little upset. He like plops it down on the table a little hard. And then he's like holding his head in his hands. And while he's doing that, he's like looking around, just kind of his eyes wandering a little bit, thinking. And then he looks down at the table, and there's the zucchini. And it's completely uneaten still. And he looks at it, he's like... He makes this confused face again. Huh? Ooh, ooh. And he like looks at Dermo and he goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. And he gestures toward the zucchini.
Yes, that's the same zucchini we're trying. Yes.
Ooh, ooh. Huh?
I'm gonna whisper to Dermo and to Oz and say, we can try to again snap him out of his delusion, but he might turn violent as he rejects the truth.
Well, worst that happens is we have to kill a ghost. I'm going to turn to Filliman and say, I'm not sure what magics are at play here, but I've been watching you try to eat that zucchini for 10 minutes, and it's kind of frustrating me that you're not able to.
he like starts to say something, and he goes back to the paper and the quill, and he writes, "Why would I not be able to eat it?"
Filliman, you have to listen to me. I'm being very genuine. This is not a trick or anything. You might not be able to comprehend this, but you are a spirit.
Are
We
we trying
can't.
to teach AI that it is AI?
Yes, I tell him we can't understand you because we don't have ghost speak, and you can't eat that zucchini because your grasp on the material world is very limited.
And that may be
He
why your magic is not working
he
currently.
he like his eyes dart around a little bit again. It's he's not quite at the point of like fully believing it, but it's like it's starting to like come together. You can see in his eyes.
When's the last time you've slept? When's the last time
Suck.
you've had to go use the washroom? Like, think
PP.
about it.
He like
Wait,
he like
maybe he's
looks
dreaming.
he looks around and he like looks over at the tree, and then he like you see him like grab his own like like chest and like touch his leg and like look around at himself, and he goes, "Oh, oh, oh,
He's
oh,
scared of ghosts. Oh no.
oh,
Yeah, don't
ooh,
freak out. It's
uh,
completely natural.
uh,
It's gonna happen to me sooner or later.
Wait, are you teaching him about
uh."
puberty?
He writes, "I don't remember dying."
Yeah, that's the thing about dying. No one does. Like, don't beat yourself up too much about it. But yeah, you're a ghost.
Oh,
Damn it. Not again.
Like look, I go to like put my hand like through his chest.
oh, oh,
See,
oh.
it's not like the rock. It's not bouncing off you. You can see my arm. It's disappeared, and I
It's
pull
not
it
like
back out.
a rock. I'm putting my hand through your chest.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's freaky. So that's why I was asking you, Philman, if you knew about anywhere we can find ghost speak, because
Oh.
this game of message in a bottle is tedious.
He writes, my ritual isn't working.
Magic might not work for you because
He then writes, I cannot help you with the ghasts if I cannot use magic.
Okay, well,
And then he
you're
taps his chin. He's thinking.
have you ever heard of a ghost that can cast magic before? Or you're more of a spiritual guy than I am.
Mm. He puts a finger up. He's got an idea. He writes down.
And he does the idea emote.
He writes down. He says he writes, I think there's a way, and I had been considering it anyway.
Okay,
You can't fire me, I quit.
let's see it then. What's
He-
the idea?
He writes, you must help me to become a nature spirit.
Wait, you were thinking this anyway before you knew you were dead? What?
He nods.
Living people can become nature spirits?
He writes, after they die.
Well, good news.
We're halfway there. Okay, how does someone become a nature spirit?
He puts up a finger and motions for you to wait there again. He goes back to his tree.
I'll look over at Oz and I'll say, you're following all this, right?
Particularly.
Well, he's finally understanding that he's dead.
Got that.
The thing is, I'm hoping that this isn't just a big, chase around, that there's actually something useful here, because he says he has a way to deal with the gas. But we have to magic him up first. I think this would be a good investment of time because, sure, we might spend some time helping him here, but if we can combat the gas moving forward, or at least scare them off,
That's
give them a
why I'm
sense of
here.
mortality, you know?
That's exactly why I wanted to come here.
Oh my gosh, you are so much easier to convince to do stuff than my last party members, let me tell you. Oh, music to my ears. Thank
Can
you.
I walk over to Oz with
Damn.
Deacon and ask him to take it quickly over to Garrett and then come back?
We'll do that.
I'm sorry, I'm just so conditioned to constantly having to explain myself and convince people the worth of bettering our lives that I'm just so used to having to write a whole story up and
I
everything.
think the
What
problem
have I
was
found
that
in
Literally
this
the
time?
point of the mission, and they're like,
I
I don't know.
I think the problem was that the methods by which some party members wanted to improve their lives involved diving headfirst into extremely dangerous situations. Usually,
Yeah, may I say, he laid down before he threw the spell. He thought he would miss. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Filliman comes back out of the tree, and he's got this old book that's crumbling. And even as he turns the pages, like one of them, like kind of like rips a little bit. It almost comes out, and he makes like a little ooh grimace as he does that. He
Love
flips.
the little noises he makes.
He flips to some page in this old book. And he points at this page, and it is this little, like, very brief, kind of vague, just kind of like hand scrawled little note, perhaps written by him before he died, because you can actually read it. And let's see, what does it say? It literally just says, becoming a nature spirit. And it says 1, die. 2,
Check.
become a regular spirit.
Check.
3,
He's crushing it, dude.
and,
He is all this down.
and as he's reading this, he literally puts check marks next to the
Oh my god.
the first two. And then 3, it says, perform this ritual, and then under that point, it says something of faith, something of nature, something of the spirit, and then it just says, do the ritual.
Ah, yes. Draw the rest of the owl.
Draw the rest of the freaking owl.
The rest of the ritual. Ah, yes. We got the hard stuff. The name. Good.
And so he like shows this to you. It's like literally only like 30 words or something, the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna immediately look at Zephylos and be like, I have no idea.
I look at him and I say, do you know how to do the ritual?
He nods.
Okay. Well, that's the hard part.
He points at the he nods again. He points at the list of what seems to be a list of 3 things that you need.
I think he needs alcohol. It says the spirits.
I'd assume not. But for the symbol of faith, does it have to be? I'd assume as a druid you follow Gothics.
He nods.
Does the faith symbol have to be a Gothixian?
He thinks for a moment. And he shrugs.
Well, because I have this ornate dagger dedicated to a deity from long ago. Perhaps we can try it with this.
He extends his hand to say that he would like to see it.
Yeah, I'll pass him my original one, because I have 2 ceremonial daggers.
You have 2, of course.
I'm keeping the one from the tower because that has more meaning to me.
He looks over the dagger. Can you describe how it looks? to me?
Sure, yes. It is a here, let me quickly look up a picture real quick. So because it is a Zerosian dagger, I imagine it is very similar to the ones they would have used in ancient Rome. So I'll post a
Yes.
picture of
Just like the
this
Latin language.
Roman dagger.
Okay.
So it looked very similar to this,
Wouldn't that be a
except
dirk?
Hmm?
Wouldn't that be a dirk?
I don't know. I'm not really a weapon nerd myself. I don't know the
Okay.
difference.
It's okay.
I trust your expertise.
You shouldn't.
But so the key
I'm
difference
driving
is.
down the highway. I don't know anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you looked at the picture like, actually, that's
Yeah,
that type of dagger.
yeah. I'm that guy. I
Hell
just know
yeah.
way
Yeah,
too much
right.
about ancient weaponry.
Fair enough. I respect it. But yeah, the main differences would be that red part in the handle would probably be like an amethyst,
Mhm.
and the pommel would probably be in the shape of a Zerosian cross.
Okay. So he looks it over, and once again he furrows his brow. He doesn't seem to recognize the Zerosian symbology. And he writes on his papers again. He says, "What of what faith is this?"
He goes by the Great Lord. Back in the era before the God Wars, he was the god of fate.
He gives like this little expression where he's like he like frowns but nods his head like okay.
How else can I
Well, my
describe
body
Zeros
I
without
love
making
it.
him sound like an asshole, you know?
Yeah. So then he points to the next item on the list, which was something of nature.
Dermo will turn his back and point at all of it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like grab some of his like fungal infection off his back and like scoop it into like a bowl.
Grab his fungal infection and scoop it into a bowl.
With a
You want
glad
to take a
hand.
bite out of my fungal infection? It's kind of yummy. I got a little yeast infection
Specifically
in there
the
too.
infection, not the fungi.
Yeah, I got some yeast infection
Well, I
in there
mean,
too. It
how
helps
else would you
survive.
describe literal mushrooms growing on your back, you know? Like,
Mushrooms, just the mushrooms.
yeah, those.
Okay. He looks at it and he goes, "Okay, thumbs up."
I like that thumbs up is a medieval term too.
Right. It goes way back. Then he points at the last thing, which is something of the spirit.
I'm gonna just point at him. You. That's you.
He shakes his head.
No, not you. Not you. I'm gonna look at
Uh,
Zephyros and say, what do we have that would be of spirits? We just have demons. They aren't really spirits.
well, we could ritually sacrifice the rat. That is an
Oh.
option. But to be fair, maybe it's something of the spirit, as in something that belonged to him.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe
got
we
that
can
bag.
find where his body is.
Wait. Find where where he died.
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask him what the last thing he remembers seeing.
He
Before
doesn't
he
remember
came
his
back.
death.
No. I know. What I'm saying is, ask what the last thing he remembers seeing before he was at this location, before he was at the grotto. Like to walk us back, you know what I mean? To walk us back in what he's been doing. So like, whatever he's doing now, he's been just kind of wandering this like circle. When was the last time he wasn't in the circle? You know what I mean? Because I don't think he died on the circle, if that makes sense.
He probably
Or
died.
maybe
Wait, he probably died somewhere here because this is where his spirit's lingering.
right. Okay. Do you think it was inside here or outside? Hey, Mr. Filliman, can you go outside?
He raises his eyebrow.
Like, are you capable of going outside? Is what I mean.
He, still raising his eyebrow, like points away from the tree.
No, like not past the water. I just mean like outside the tree, like the door.
He is currently outside the tree. You're outside.
Okay. Can you go inside?
He nods.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I have nothing.
Good.
Can I just like take a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind?
Yeah.
I left my body lying somewhere in the sands of time.
Is that a song? What is that?
Yeah, it's Kryptonite by
God
Three Doors
dang it.
Down. Anyway, I'm gonna take a walk around and see if I find a dead body or bones or a grave.
Okay. Just on the island or outside of the island?
Only on the island at first.
The island itself is pretty small. It only takes you a couple minutes to kind of sweep the whole area. But you don't see any remains.
Do I
Nothing
find
at all.
anything this whole time? Like,
Ooh,
Oz
Okay,
makes
so
his way out to me, I assume. Do I
you were
find
searching
anything in the-
for some food, right?
Yeah, like I've been looking probably for however long this is going on. I imagine.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't what's it called? Didn't Oz bring Jared his food?
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, so luckily
okay.
you are in a lush, sort of weird, kind of magical question mark forest. And it is very easy to find a little piece of food. There are many berries and nuts that you can
Grabbing
forage.
everything I possibly can.
Okay. You find within the, like, approximately maybe 1 hour that this will be going on for, with Filliman, you find 3 rations worth of these little bits of food.
Cool, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Whenever Oz gets to me, he gets.
But you wander around,
Did I find anything weird like
and
bone or
do you find a dead body lying around? Um,
I'm gonna
He picks it up
pocket.
thinking it's food.
I'm gonna make note of it, but I'm gonna pocket anything of value I see on the body.
You don't find a dead body anywhere, which would be kind of weird because you don't know why you would find one specifically
Right, because
here.
everything here is alive.
He
But I
finds a
find
dead
bones,
body
you
that's
said?
like bloated up and he pokes it with a stick.
What did you say,
I
Shep?
find bones?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So Dermo sweeps the area of the island, doesn't see any remains.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't find anything, that's fine. I feel like Oz and Garrett haven't had a lot to do or say recently, so I'm gonna try and give them some time to, get their stuff out too. We just went like dead quiet.
Yeah, I don't. Wait, I'm just still gathering, so I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm also letting Oz and Jared do their thing because we've been talking a while.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything for Oz right now. He's kind of like just wanted to, get this, words. What are words? Get this gas cure, or not cure, gas defense against gas. So he's just here to get that done.
Wait, did you say that out loud or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. have like a moment of inspiration and run up to Zephylos. I'm gonna say, what about the gas?
What about them? Do you think they're the cause of death?
No, 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 no. Of the spirits, are gas spirits?
Yeah, but we can't interact with them. What are we going to do?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking of everything here. Maybe we need to do something with the gas. To maybe we need to. I don't know. I mean, we don't know where his body is. It could be anywhere. He didn't even know he died, so he can't help us there. But there's only two ghosts that we know of, and one of them's a gas, and one of them's a guy who doesn't know they dead. And none of us have alcohol. Wait, do you see on that table, right? Mr. BM?
Mm-hmm.
On that table, is there anything like anything on the table that is like from his personal stuff, like maybe like something he would have left on the table?
There's a teacup.
A teacup. Okay. Can I run over and grab that?
Mm-hmm.
Can I bring that over to Zephylos and say, what about this? Maybe because he owned the teacup.
He shows you a crude carved wooden teacup.
I don't know. Seems a little simple of a solution. Perhaps it is, but I don't know if the magic would need something more, something more special to him.
I'm gonna walk over to the Filliman and ask, "This is of you, the spirit."
He looks at it and he thinks for a while. He makes this face that's like, I don't know. And then he goes over to the paper again. He writes, I'm not sure that's strong enough.
Strong enough. Okay.
See,
Okay.
I knew it.
Oh, you're so great.
I'm just saying, I quite literally said the exact words. Okay, so if not that, Filliman, do you have anything personal to you around here that was important?
Again, he kind of rubs his chin. He writes.
Dude, his chin is about to
He
fall
writes.
off.
He writes. I am, and then he like pauses and then he writes, was a man of few possessions. I live in a tree.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
my mind goes back to corpse.
Quick question. When you say it turns to gibberish, now when we've noted the letters that get swapped,
Mm-hmm.
do they switch to the same like gibberish, like almost like a translation, or is it literally just creating new symbols each time?
I'm not
Because
sure
he's
that you
written
would.
a few of the same letters now.
I'm not
so
sure
would
that
we be
you
able
would.
to pick up a pattern?
You probably would have had to be paying like specific attention for that, but the way that it appears is that he like writes some trail of ink on the paper and then it like twists and like changes shape to something else.
Right. What I'm saying is, if I was smarter, would I have been able to safe practice this writing, or is it like magically changed to a point where it was like complete gibberish?
As a meta answer, no, you would not be able to decode it.
Okay.
Because it is a magical thing.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, where can we find this corpse? I'm not gonna say that in front of the ghost. It's really insensitive. Can I go inside the tree?
Yeah. As you approach it, the The spirit looks over at you, but he doesn't stop you.
That just makes me feel bad. Why do I feel bad about what I'm about to do? I don't like that he looked at me. Alright, I'm gonna
I wouldn't
just
damage
kinda,
the tree, personally.
I'm not trying to damage. I was just gonna go inside, but he looked at me and now I feel bad. I'm gonna go inside the tree, Christ.
You go inside?
Yeah.
So there is a sort of tight path as it leads underground, which twists and turns a little bit. But eventually inside there is a pretty small room. It's maybe like 15 feet on a side. And in there is not much. There is like some rolled out cloth that looks like somewhere he sleeps. There is a very crude sort of chest and a couple of shelves with a small number of very old books. There are a couple of like cooking sort of implements that are carved out of wood. And not really much else. There's
Can
like
I
a
try and open the
woven.
chest?
There's like a woven rug, little one.
Yeah, can I try and open that chest to see what's inside?
Yeah,
So are we closing off session here soon? Yeah, it's like
yeah. We can end now. We went too far over.
Yeah.
Let's go now.
Yeah.
We'll pick
Alright,
we'll
so
pick right up
we'll
here.
leave it there, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Remind me exactly what Dermo was doing when we start up next time.
No, trust me, I will. We're stuck on this puzzle and we're gonna have to figure
Yeah.
this shit out.
Next week is Thanksgiving, so no session obviously. We'll pick back up
Yeah.
on the 1st.
Oh
okay.
wow, is it actually the first is the next Thursday after?
I think so.
All right, guys. Night. Good session.
Awesome.
I'm like wired thin here.
Alrighty.
Have a good one.
Peace out.
Alright.
Now, I am completely stuck on this. Like, I feel like I'm actually doing a quest without a quest guide, and I'm actually getting stuck.
Good. Because I totally planned all of this in advance with all of the details and unexpected twists.
I love, for one of my 3 things, I love that he actually talks with woo-woos.
Obviously, what else would I do?
I don't. It's just so cute. I just love like in the little personalization you put into each one. Woo-woo. I love it. So
So
should I just finish it up, or
Yeah, go ahead.
we're gonna be close? Okay. Everything that someone else did is our animal pyramid. That was my favorite thing that the party has done together in quite a while. And then favorite thing that DM did is quicksand my ass. And then favorite thing Dermo does is be Dermo with his druid rap battle.
I'll go next. My favorite thing that I did, and this is kind of cheating because it was the favorite thing that I did and the favorite thing that Shab did was, or that another player did, was when Shab and I jumped into, like, that cutaway to like Daisho and Khan real quick.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I had this like very vivid just like picture in my head of like literally just like the scene that was going on, and then just like a zoom out into the sky, and then like a zoom back in Misthalin, and there's Khan. He's like swinging the hammer, ding, ding, ding. And he like looks up, and then you came in with the Daisho accent, which we haven't really heard in like a few months, and that was great.
I loved it.
It just went back.
Yeah. My favorite thing that the GM did was definitely RPing Filliman. Especially there at like the beginning when it was still in the really awkward phase and we were like trying to figure out what the heck was going on, and like the way you described his motions, I just had a really good clear picture in my brain, and Yeah, just that interaction. So those are my 3 favorites.
I'll go next. Something that one of you guys did. Um, hmm. I see. I never have. I always think that I have something, and then I never have something ready. Um, something that something that you all did would probably be like, we had some good interaction and figuring this out with the spirit. Um, asking some good, like, a couple of big brain kind of questions in there, um, and like some good ideas to get him to kind of snap out of the confusion that he was in. Uh, so that was really cool. And then something that I did, I really liked um, doing the Filliman roleplay, but like specifically I liked describing like the motions of like the spells and like the
Yeah.
little like showcase of the magic that didn't work with Dermo, and then like doing like the description of like him doing the ritual, but then also like he does it and then he's like, huh, like what? And then he like does it again and he's like upset, and then uh the slow realization. um that was fun, and I very much had to like pull all of this out of my ass, because for some reason I thought that you guys did have the ghost speak amulet. So but this was really fun anyway.
I think
This
this
is
went better
probably
without
better.
the ghost speed, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was probably more interesting this way. So
Mhm.
I'm kind of glad for that.
Yeah, definitely. I'll go
Oh,
next.
something that one person did, because I did next to you, and sorry. Um,
Yep.
just Dermo turning into the spider was pretty big brain
Mhm.
to get out of the
Oh,
thing. Since
well,
if you didn't
I can't
have,
take any credit. I got told to do it, kind of.
okay, but
I got reminded of my abilities, should I say.
that's fair. Uh, and that was particularly interesting because it actually kind of wouldn't have really worked without the rope. So just like that,
Yeah, yeah,
that
exactly.
that
That wouldn't
really
have worked in any capacity.
that really painted a really also a really vivid image of my head of the spider like trying to, and this is something that I also like that
Yeah,
I did,
yeah.
the
I
spider
actually,
climbing.
in
I
my
I
head,
don't
I
know
was
why I
picturing
went
the
so
exact
ham with
thing.
that description, but I like really went hard on the description of the spider climbing up the rope.
Grains of sand flying at him and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought of like, what I thought of when I was describing that is there's this one like Animal Planet or whatever, like David Attenborough
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
scene
yeah,
of the of a ant lion larva, which has this, it does this thing where it makes these like pitfall kind of traps, and then it like when an ant comes down it grabs it and it will like throw sand so that the ant will like slip back down. So I was thinking of that, and I was like, oh yeah, like the sand will be like moving and like raining on the spider. And I was also motivated by the fact that you like barely passed the DC that you needed, so
yeah,
it was like really
yeah,
dramatic and close.
yeah. That's a lovely. No, when you explained it, all I could think about, I'm just thinking about the rope falling down because obviously now it's not around me, and the spider trying to like desperately grab at it and like get onto it because if not, now it's a spider falling into quicksand. It's like a perfect mental image. I do apologize to everyone still here. I was a little hyper. I had to take medicine and it had caffeine in it, so probably a little bit more goofy than normal. But
It's
you
all
know,
right. We had some good laughs this session in particular, actually.
Yeah.
yeah, I've been I just like I said, I got over bronchitis, but I'm gonna have a long lasting cough because of it. It can be like up to 8 weeks until the cough is gone. So like
Oh my
I've
god.
been taking like anti chest decongestants and stuff, and it has like a bunch of caffeine in it, and it's amazing. I love it.
Huh. All right, Dan.
Yes. Favorite thing GM did. I personally like. I know we talked about the filament thing, but specifically about that, what I liked was I liked that you started him off as confused and not self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really
Yeah.
cool trope I see with a lot of like ghost literature and stuff like that, where like they think they're still alive, they're still trying to mimic, you know, things that living people do, and that was cool. I like that, and I like seeing that like the progression of him like realizing like things starting weren't making sense anymore, and the like the
Yeah.
fog of him trying to
That
make
challenge.
excuses like started to break apart, you know. So that was cool.
It's like when you have
Um,
a really shitty family member that you have to tell them like you suck.
yeah, and yeah, trying to explain them. I like also that like unless it was really involved and really made him think, he would rationalize
Yeah.
things, right? Like the pebble, he assumed it hit him, but it really went through him. Like that was
And
cool.
also he assumed that his spells were working until he tried to do the ritual, and he had like some more concrete,
Yeah, I noticed. You know, it
like
took me a second to go
permanent
afterwards because you're
permanent
like he did
proof
this
that it
spell
didn't
and
do
it
anything.
didn't do anything. And I'm thinking like, oh, maybe he's like casting it outside or something. And then when you were explaining the ritual not working, I was like, oh, it wasn't working because it won't work. It took me a minute to get that. I actually had like a light bulb moment.
Yeah. Something someone else did. I I really like, and it's something small, but it got me. I really like this the shab. Like whenever I'd start to mansplain how familiars work, the multiple times throughout the session, I just love like I love Jared like having my back, be like, yep, that's exactly how it works, 100%. As a fellow
That's funny.
familiar connoisseur, I can in fact confirm. You know, that was great.
I like
That
that one.
that was good. Um, Something I did. I don't know. I like the I don't know. I thought with the spirit, I was asking a lot of the probing questions, and I thought I did a
3
good
pages
job.
of probing questions even.
Hmm?
3 parchments.
Yeah,
Yep.
sorry, pages don't exist yet.
Yeah. So I liked showing off Zephalos's I don't know, it's hard to play intelligent character when you're not like I think I'm a very average intelligence person, but it was very satisfying. Good
Oh,
serotonin
that's
where like my questions
smart.
were getting somewhere, you know? So that was
Yeah,
See,
cool.
that's when you
it's
just
hard to
go
play. It's
like,
hard to play the super
what
genius
would
when
he
you're not
think
a
of?
super genius.
Make the DM think of the questions. No, don't do that.
You know what? Those
Uh,
Zephylos remind me a lot of like Caleb from the Critical Role stuff. Just like my character's smart, I'm not. Figure it out for me, please.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good game, guys.
And I like that went over a little bit. Honestly, it was nice. We kind of made up for the time we lost in the beginning.
yeah,
And I stayed awake.
I
So,
I
Well,
cannot
yeah, you
always
were
do that,
number
but
one most involved tonight too. So it's kind of like you couldn't even fall asleep if you wanted to.
I'm adding a little circle where the nature grotto is.
Yeah. So Zephylos,
Maybe make it like
please
a
do not forget what
triangle.
happened this session because we gotta figure this shit out. Oh, gross, gross. Don't
Yeah,
smell.
this is this magic shit is way over Oz's head.
Yeah, he is just walking around like I am not here.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, can I put like a tree icon on here?
A tree con, if you
That
will.
would be funny. I don't know that I have one that's not bird's eye view though.
See, you guys
Could
don't
get
live
a
in
different
Texas
one.
or anything, so I can't even explain it. But like out here, well, maybe you guys get it where you live. Out here, when I'm just like driving around, you'll randomly get the most disgusting smell of like dead skunk or like just whatever, and it's just like nauseating. It's like if you drove by a paper mill, but just like on every road it happens.
Hmm.
okay. I do have to head off though, but it was a good game.
Same.
Alrighty.
I got.
Twas a blast, and I will talk to y'all in 2 weeks.
2
Weeks.
weeks. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Something not happening? Oh yeah, Thanksgiving in
Thanksgiving
America.
is happening.
Sorry, my Thanksgiving was like a month ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you.
Is this
Canadians
something
are
we're too
weirdos.
American to understand?
See, look, he can give thanks early because he didn't have to go to the hospital.
See you guys.
All right, beef.
Bye bye. I'm gonna head out too.
I'm gonna head out.
Bye bye.